Hello everybody watching this at home, or on Twitch, or on YouTube. Wait, at home isn't really a platform, so it's not like at home or on YouTube, but wherever you may be watching this, hopefully at home, you better be staying at home and social distancing, okay? If you're watching this, you better be at home and not somewhere else, not wearing a mask, in stores, threatening retail workers, alright? That's right, I'm looking at you. Not you, you're all good, you're good too. You're fine as well, but you better be wearing a mask, alright? We're here with session 28 of Shiny Boys. I thought it was session 29 when I started writing my notes. Turns out it's 28, I think.
A revelation.
I know, it was correct. My notes say session 29 and then it's crossed out and it's an 8 instead, so we're here, we're live. But anyway, I don't have my dice out. Alright, let me just quickly pop this together. I'm very prepared for everything. Except for your chaos. It's the only thing I'm not prepared for.
No one can be prepared for that.
Alright, could everybody please roll me some recap rolls, and I would like the closest number to 17. Oh my god, I need
Five.
Did you guys both roll 5? Oh my god.
We're technically
Natural
champions.
That one.
This is a good start to the game.
Get those bad rolls out early.
Mm.
2? Nice! Nice.
Yeah, get them good rolls out. I mean, bad rolls out early. That's the one.
I'll start first.
Team, I'm interested in how this is gonna go.
So, the campaign started off disastrously, at least for one of our characters. Baron B. Bendaughter,
Fuck.
with the biggest adversity yet that he's faced in his life. The adversity of confrontation. He was confronted not by enemies, not by foes, not by the evils of the earth, but by his own party members. As a result, Baron felt confronted. Hence, confrontation.
Dear diary.
It's an intense recap.
After not being able to take this intense confrontation, Baron shut himself in a tiny hut while the rest of the party continued to plot their next moves. What should we do next? Our Shiny Boys are lost. Should we revive Dario? Should we go to the Feywild? No one knows. Should the Princess Gamora? Wait, no.
Gamora? It's like the Avengers, dude.
No, that's
I'll let you figure it out. You can do it. I believe in you.
It's something really similar, right?
Baron, she's your childhood friend. How could you forget?
It's something really similar.
Her last
Something
name's
more.
Drumulgar, if it helps you.
Gamora. Gamora.
We may have forgotten the first name.
It's an
Eldritch.
Eldra.
Oh,
Eldra.
really close, yeah.
Eldritch.
Eldritch Blast!
Eldritch. Eldra Dromorga had suddenly passed mysteriously in the last session.
Well, we actually know exactly how it happened.
I know, I'm just recapping the part I was in, but
Passed mysteriously. We got all the clues.
she
Smells like
She
Medusa.
had turned into stone. No, she was no longer Eldra Dromorga. She is a statue. But her head was cut off. What should we do? Do we continue to go to the Feywild? Do we investigate? Or do we revive the very man who tried to slay our party members? Find out through Lilith Orihara's recap. Continuing.
Thanks, Quinny. What happened next? We went to investigate Eldra's death site, and we found a lot of rubble. We found some guards who had also been turned to stone, and it was not a fun time. So we went back home, decided that wasn't our scene, and then we went to the Feywild. And now we're in the Feywild, where Drudy's parents live. And there's some spirit martyrs.
Oh shit! Yeah! Oh no!
And that's what happened last time on Shiny Boys.
I forgot about that. Okay. That's
Wow, amazing. Okay, so to bring us before we actually get brought back, we're here now with a few other party members as well. It's all of you, plus we're. Did you bring Sapphire Man, or is Sapphire Man staying back? I kind of forgot.
No, Sapphire Man is coming because he's going to live with Druidy's parents.
All right, Sapphire Man is with
for
you.
a while.
Avros
For a
is with
while.
you. Tamar is with you. The gang is here together at last in the Feywild, facing off against some fearsome foes, some spirit nagas coming down, looking to bring some rain down on your parade. And I'm gonna want all of you to roll some initiative rolls for me. Let's go. And I'll just flip to
My
a.
rolls are not getting better. It's not good.
Okay, let me just do this. Let me write all your names down now. J K B V T A.
Oh, 23.
23.
And I guess Sapphire Man is
No.
here, but
Oh.
I'll get him to roll as well.
This is gonna be like a repeat of Tiny Fury. Just watch
No.
it.
No. Tiny Fury is also here though. Isn't he? Or did I leave him behind? Aiden.
You left him behind.
I left him behind? Okay. I feel like I would have done.
He has 10 damage points. Don't risk it.
Yeah.
Where did you leave him?
With Avros probably.
Aros is with you though.
Avros is with
Fucking
us.
hell. Bloody Avros.
Alright.
Can't stay home.
Wait, Avros
Okay.
is looking after Peggy as well. So we could retcon and say that we have a pet sitter or something.
Yes. Pet sitter, please. Can we have retcon that? There was a dog. There's a whole dog. Tamar and Cole would not have forgotten about it. That would have been a whole scene. A whole thing. I also have a cat.
Okay, we can rewind a little bit. You've
Well,
got
we
Tiny.
can just say it happened.
Well, that's what I mean. So you've got Tiny Fury. Aros is coming with you. What would you like to do with Tiny Fury?
And even with Peggy. They're gonna be friends.
Okay.
Who's Peggy?
Peggy.
Oh, that's Avros's pet sitter. Cool. I forgot to mention. Have you met Peggy?
I know.
Hello. Hi. She's a little.
I like this character.
She's a little, very, very old, sweet. You know, just sometimes people are so sweet you can just taste it in the air. Sweet little old goblin lady. Hello, I'm Peggy. I'm here to assist your pets. Of course, she's trustworthy. Believe me, I've had a lot of great experiences with her pet sitting.
She is oozing from the mouth, like it's drooling.
Don't worry, that's perfectly normal. She drools all the time.
When
A
has
glass eye has fallen from the socket and is on the floor.
Peggy, you dropped your eye.
Yeah, I wish he had a pet that wasn't a humanoid. That's just retcon a little bit.
No, this is Peggy is just. She's just a friend. Avros is compensating her for her.
She's an old woman. I don't know if that's what Avros is into, dude. Unless you
No,
want it to be.
that's for pet sitting only. Pet sitting endeavors, and that's it. Highly regarded among the pet sitting community.
Peggy's pet sitting adventures.
I'll look after Tiny Fury for you. Just leave her here. I won't eat her. I promise.
Can I insight check Peggy?
You can inside check Peggy.
I love this.
Made up.
Shit.
Just made her up. She's not anywhere in the notes.
Holy crap. I gave you 2 screens and you can't use my 2 screen properly.
It's
Absolute burns from Quinny there.
So again, how much?
16.
16? Okay, you insight check Peggy. You're a bit concerned from the vibe that you get. However, it seems like Peggy's trustworthy.
Cool.
But I'm concerned. Why?
Peggy's a bit intense.
She's an eccentric, but
Yes.
that doesn't mean she can't look after an animal.
I don't know if I trust Peggy with my Cydo child.
Peggy looks you in the soul core. You can trust me, don't worry! I won't eat them, I promise!
I would like to call somebody else.
But Core, there was nobody else on call. Peggy
I
was
would
the
like
only body I could find.
Somebody
Lost.
else.
Well, okay, cool. It's up to, if you have any contacts, then I'm open to. I'm all ears. And you hear Peggy in the corner go. Say again.
Where can I? Do I know where I can find any of Core's nearby conversation partners who may be trustworthy?
Nearby conversation. I mean, you know Alyssa, and you think that maybe she'd be okay with having a pet around, but you haven't asked.
I would like to find Alyssa.
Alright, you guys leave the premises. Avros comes with you. He waves to Peggy, who's left drooling and
I would
foaming
like
at the
Peggy
mouth.
to leave the premises.
Send off Tiny Fury with Peggy, and I leave. I give her far too much money.
Far too much money.
You can trust me.
It's in character. It's very in character.
Oh, dearie, this
I
is
don't
far too
understand
much money.
How much do you give her?
None.
No,
Go away.
how much does Jade give Peggy?
5 gold.
No, don't.
I
Don't. Tiny
This is
Fury.
far too much. My services only cost 3 copper.
A suspiciously low amount. I love that. I'm like, I understand.
I just
understand.
I love
I
pets
give
so
her more-
much.
I give her-
They mean
so-
the world to me.
I understand. Jade does not understand at all, even though he's quite intelligent. I give her 3 copper on top of 5 gold.
Okay.
And she holds her hand out with the 5 gold, shaking this viscerally in your presence.
I look at Jade and I'm like, I hope you learn your mistakes from this.
Does your pet have any special dietary requirements?
Emma is mostly doing this because I want to meet this NPC again. Vegetarian.
Vegetarian, okay, I understand.
And unusual for a tiger. Just saying, if you were a real pet sitter, you would know that.
Time Fury is magic.
We're rocks.
A tiger.
But yes.
We're rocks. True. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe statues are vegetarian. I haven't thought about that actually.
I thought of it as more of like a religious thing, but I also
Like a
think
monk
that he would just have been stood there this whole time with moss growing in his mouth, so he's just like when he woke up he was just like that's all I have.
Not like nutritious.
He's like, this is what food is. Okay.
It's just moss. This is food. Is this food? Moss. Maybe.
It's very simple, earthly boy.
Okay, vegetarian diet, I understand. How many days do you need me to pet sit?
Till I come back.
Till you come back, okay. You can find me in the lower district.
She points in the vague direction of her premises without giving you an exact address.
Fine, I can find it.
Walk by my house. It's very easy to find. It's 2 stories. It's the only one painted green. I painted it myself to save money. You know how costs can be these days with painters.
Expression, just like
Say again.
Core the entire time is just like.
Avros looks to Core. You've got to admit, she's kind of a riot.
It's not Jane.
I'm leaving. Core leaves and goes to find Alyssa.
Alright, you leave for Alyssa. Peggy kind of...
This is
nods.
why I never considered a child with you, Avros. Thank you. Bye.
But Core, she's funky. It's never a dull day when Peggy's the one doing the pet sitting. And...
I played 3 D&D sessions in a row, and every time they finished, I thought that is the weirdest D&D session I've ever had. And now, again, I'm not even done. I think that was the weirdest D&D session. Anyway,
we're setting new records for
We're
our
setting new
strange
records, I
D&D
love it.
sessions. But okay, Peggy leaves, and Core, you go off, you find Alyssa, you knock on her house, on her door specifically, unless you're knocking on some other part of it. Alyssa opens the door. Hello, Core?
Hi. I have a request, if that's okay.
What is it, dear?
He holds up Penny. Would you mind looking after this dog? He's wonderful. Amazing personality, smells great for a dog.
For a dog. Penny is just panting. Penny looks like Penny's having the time. Having a good
We'll
time.
sleep on your chest. Good hot water bottle. Not too heavy.
How long do you need me to pet it for?
I'm not sure. Might be a few days.
Okay, in that case, I don't mind, but there will be a cost.
Mhm.
Just in case, you never know. You know how pets can be. We've got expensive carpets here.
I'll give you a hug.
A hug? Okay, that can be a tip. 5 gold.
What? That's so expensive.
Cora,
thought
I don't
we had
have pets.
special.
Alright, just for you, Core. 4 gold. She kind of grins as she says it.
How about 3 copper and a kiss on the cheek?
How about 3 gold and a kiss on the cheek? And a hug.
No.
Then I'm sorry, Core, I don't think I can be of much help here.
3 copper or I'll never come back.
Alright, 3 copper.
I hand over 3 copper.
You know what, actually, this is kind of an insult. I'll just do it for free. Take your copper back. I don't want to see copper coins ever again.
That is very fair and I respect that choice.
Alright, be back within a week.
I'll try. If I'm dead though, just, take Penny back to Avros's place. I'm sure that someone will fill that general area at some point. It's a very in-demand house.
Peggy will be there, if need be.
Don't give Penny to someone called Peggy, though.
Okay, nobody named Peggy, understood. Okay, good luck on your travels. I'll be here for a week, and then if you're still not back, I'll leave Penny at Avros's place. It's unlocked, so just, Or if it is that I've forgotten to unlock it, just, smash open a window, it'll be fine.
Solid gold frame for his paintings, and it leaves that place unlocked. Just saying.
It intimidates the, potential, intruders to be, let's say. But...
There's all the other stuff in there.
Oh, core. Okay, I think I've learned a little bit too much. I'll happily look after Penny. Have a nice trip in that case.
Thank you. I'm sure it won't be, but I appreciate the gesture.
Okay, stay safe, Core. I know you like to get into trouble.
And Core ran out of bubble tea at that exact moment.
And with that,
And his day got demonstrably worse.
as you hear the whooshing sound effects of the DM transporting you back to the current time period, we find ourselves in initiative rolls. So I forget if I asked already or if you already rolled.
You did.
Let's just
Bad.
I
didn't.
Do you guys all have your rolls with you?
Yeah.
Alright. I would like you to tell me what you get. That's it. 5 from Baron.
No, 23!
Oh, 23. What? Okay.
I got 10.
Okay, that's a 10 from Core. Jaden Verdridi. How'd you guys go?
I was waiting for Trudy.
17.
17? 7? Nice. Alright. Let's see. Tomar rolled surprisingly well. Avros rolled surprisingly terribly.
Surprising.
Oh yeah, he's here.
And Sapphire Man is also, I guess, rolling, and he rolled the worst out of everybody. Let me just check if I need to
Wait, did I read?
see. That's all good. No conflicting numbers here. It seems like, okay, we are ready to get into battle. Let me move over to the map screen for anybody who wants to see this on the stream. Boom, bam, biddly bam. We're here in the Feywild. Hello, everyone. All right, you're facing off some spirit nagas who are in your way, in your path. Your path to victory is being blocked by these 2 big boys. And I think we're just gonna get straight into it. There's nothing else that... Oh yeah, also, before we get into battle, one thing I want to explain to anybody who's curious, because this got brought up to me in DMs. The pillars can be used in battle. One thing that I didn't mention before, but I'm mentioning now, is that if you decide, if you want to, somehow, I don't think it'll be necessarily possible for everybody in this battle, but hypothetically, let's say you were in a situation where you had the right material underneath the mob, like let's say, for example, for Core's pillar, it would have to be stone, for Emma's pillar, it would have to be... Emma's pillar. It's Emma the player's pillar. For Jade's pillar, it would have to be like wood, and for Virginia's pillar, it would have to be roots, or some sort of like rooty ground, or roots just nearby. You could open a doorway underneath the Spirit Naga itself, although you would have to be within touch range of the Naga to do this, or any other enemy. And opening it underneath them is an action that you can take. However, the enemy will get a chance at a dexterity saving throw. DC save to see if they can make it out. The DC save will be, for that, to transport them, a 13 for the enemy. So just keep that in mind if you want to do that, or if that comes up at any point, or if you'd like to ask me about that later on, feel free to do so. But anyway, with that out of the way, we are going to start with Tamar, actually, for some reason. Oh wait, no, sorry, Baron. Baron rolled higher. Baron, you rolled higher.
Baron, 23.
That's a chunky roll. Baron, you are facing down these two Spirit Nagas. You've got your party aligned beside you. 10 feet in front of you, you've got one Spirit Naga, and about 10 to 15-ish feet across from you diagonally, you've got another one. They're both staring you down. They look pretty hostile. What would you like to do to these boys?
I'm going to aim with precision. I'm going to cast Fireball. And I'm going to cast it, like, in between them. But also...
Okay.
But it won't hit our party.
Okay, what's the range on Fireball?
20 feet.
20 feet? Okay, you can do... Okay. And what's the range? So how far away do you have to be?
It's 20 feet.
Okay,
Oh, wait, how far away?
No, it's
150.
Okay. So you can easily make it so that it damages just the Nagas, the two of them, and not you. So roll away.
Yep. So I'm gonna can both of them roll a dex save?
They certainly can. All right, dex save. They've got. Oh, this is gonna be a hard battle. Just warning you guys. So if something happens, I'm sorry in advance. Oh my god! The first one rolled a nat 20. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put some battle music on so that I feel a little bit less
All right.
stressed.
Next will be number 2. And that one rolled, really well too! Dex save, did you say that's a dirty 20? Oh shit, dude, you guys are screwed!
That's rigged.
That is rigged.
We're gonna do 8d6.
8d6 damage?
And then I'll have it. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to write numbers on these dudes because they don't have... I need to differentiate them. This one can be number 1. This one can be number... That one can be number 2. Cool.
This one gets to be 1, and this one gets to be A.
Thing 1 and Thing 2 are wreaking havoc on the party.
No,
but they will
for
be.
one of them. Like, ooh, na.
That's 10 damage.
Like, particles.
10 damage for each? Alright.
Wait, did I roll 8d6?
Oof.
No, you only rolled 6.
Oh, sorry, I only rolled 6. No, sorry. I can't count.
Wait, what? What did you do?
I only did 6d6.
Oh, do you have to do one more?
8d6.
Oh, right, just roll 2 more. Just add that on.
That's 27 divided by 2. Do you round up or down?
I'll let you round up.
14.
14, so 14 damage total?
To both of them.
Okay, so it's 4 more
So
damage.
14.
61. Okay. Cool. I guess what... Okay, it seems like from what you've seen now, just from that damage alone, you can ascertain very much that, like, just from looking at these two Nagas, that while they seem very powerful and ferocious creatures, it seems like they're not very, they don't have a lot of health, basically is what I'm trying to say. They don't look like they can take too many hits before, being damaged very highly. So, Baron, if there's nothing else you want to do, if you don't want to use any movement...
I would like to use this movement to hide behind...
Hiding is an action.
No, not hiding. Like, stand behind... Run behind... Who's the tallest? Stand behind Tamar.
Tamar? Okay,
Yeah,
also...
Jade's about to run in there.
Oops. I just realized, we have Tamar... Wait, we have a few... Okay, we have... Boom. Okay, behind Tamar? Sure, you can do that. We'll say this one here.
And I crouch down.
We'll mark that with a red T. That's Tamar, and you're crouching. Cool! And I guess, oh my god. Well, this blob here is gonna be Avros, and then the unwritten one is gonna be Sapphire Man. Cool, this is super scuffed, but
No, I should.
we're making it work. Alright, so Baron, with your turn down, as you do this damage to the Nagas, you see them writhe in pain as they take fiery damage from your blows. Despite their saves, they're still taking a chunk. With that out of the way, we now move to Tamar, who is has historically not shown to be a very proficient fighter.
Stay put.
But we're gonna see how he goes. So let me just pop Tamar up here. Our boy
We're all
Tamar.
rooting for you. Kind
Let's
of.
see. What is he gonna do? He looks like he's getting ready.
Stand still.
Alright. He is actually going to move. And he's going to attempt to attack the one that's closest to him. So that's the... If you imagine there's two Spirit Nagas facing you. One on your left and one on your right. Very roughly, they're 5 feet apart from each other. 5 feet
Because
apart.
we're not gay.
Because they're not gay.
I got there before you did.
You did.
Just saying.
You were quick. You were slick. High dex. As a monk should have.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
Now, he's going to try attack number 2, so the one on the right. So he's going to walk up a little bit so he's within... He's very, very close. He's within touch range, basically. But he's going to try to attack this one with his great axe. Let's see how it goes. Okay, that's extremely terrible. Let's see if that makes it. That is not... He takes his great axe as he holds it by the handle. Is that what you call it? Is it a handle? The stick part. The handle of the great axe. He takes it and he makes a swing. And eager as ever, you've seen him make this motion before. He completely and utterly, embarrassingly misses the Naga. Not even close. He looks like he was aiming for a... He might have had a better chance if he just had gone for the other Naga at this point because of how far he missed. Closing his eyes, having faith in his blade, as he attempts to make his attack, he misses, and with that, he's going to use the rest of his movement to move a little bit further away. He's going to move 5 feet back. He is now right in front of Kor and Verdrudi. And with that, Tamar is going to put 2 cards face down and end his turn. He's going to leave it at that. Next in the order is going to be Spirit Naga number 2. So the one that Tamar just attacked. Now, this is not looking good for Tamar. This Spirit Naga looks pretty peeved. They've got humanoid faces, so you can kind of tell from their expressions what they're somewhat thinking.
You know what they're about.
You know what they're about. You can get a sense of their vibe. And this one looks amused and bemused also. And with that attack, despite it missing, that Spirit Naga is going to attempt to attack Tamar now. It's not feeling it. It is going to attempt to bite Tamar. She's got a very big reach. These Spirit Nagas are long boys. It will stretch down. Despite Tamar's movement 5 feet away from the Naga, this Naga is just stretching down with its long-ass neck, and it's going to attempt to bite.
Thomas,
And,
did you say he moved 5 feet out of the Marga's range on his turn?
He didn't move 5 feet out of the range of the Maga's
Okay.
attack right. He just moved 5 feet back to be in front of Verdrudi and Kor. So he's still 5 feet... He was at touch range before. Now he's 5 feet away from the Naga. The Naga has enough range on its melee attack to not move and just stretch down and still go...
I was going to just say, if he moved out of range, then he would have been opportunity attacked, but that's also...
Yeah, no, he hasn't moved out of range yet.
Dumb.
But if he does move out of range, then the Spirit Naga will get an attack of opportunity and will attempt to bite some more. But with that...
I'll stop backseat DMing.
No, if you have stuff like that, do that, because I do actually legitimately forget. So if I do miss something, please tell me. Don't let me just get away with it. You gotta hold me accountable, otherwise I won't learn. It's gotta get into my muscle memory. My brain muscle memory. Gotta flex that big muscle, because the brain is totally a muscle. Okay. That is gonna hit. And it's still gonna do a whole lot of damage, but it's gonna do a whole lot of damage. Never mind. I misread that amount. That's gonna be, let's see. That's gonna be a little bit of piercing damage. Only a little bit. So it's gonna do. Where is the sheet? Where is Tamar? That's going to do this much, dude. Oh my goodness, Tamar.
We've got to set the. This is gonna set the level for this.
Do you know this? And now it's gonna do some poison damage. Okay. So he takes the piercing damage from the bite. However, now Tamar's gonna make a Constitution saving throw to see if he.
Do we get to know how much damage he took?
You.
Or are we keeping that because he's an NPC? Okay, cool.
I'm keeping that because he's an NPC, so you guys don't necessarily know.
I'll just jump in.
But if you'd like to action insight him, I can give you a pretty good idea if you roll well enough.
No, I'm gonna use my action to kill these boys.
Okay, he's gonna make. There's a con saving throw, yeah. He rolled a nat 1. Dude, Nev's dice, man. Tamar rolls a nat 1 on his Constitution saving throw. Whoo! Okay. So he's going to take a lot of damage. He's gonna take a hell of a lot of damage. Oh my god, Tamar, I hope you survive this. Let's see. Let's find out. This is gonna be... I need to actually calculate this because it's a lot of damage. That's gonna be this much. That's 2. It's 4. 6. And one more is gonna be this much. So all this adds up to, let's see, 16, let's 28, 30. Oh my god, will he actually survive? Oh my god! Tamar almost goes completely down. He is knocked over. He looks like he's hanging on by a thread, by a string even, to his life. He's down. He's fallen over, but he's not not prone or anything. I don't think he is.
Tank. I'm fine. Listen to me.
He looks like if he stubs his toe on a table nearby, he will die from even that much damage. He is not looking good. And with that, Naga's turn is going to come to an end. We're going to move next to the order. Verdridi, you are next. What would you like to do? You are 10 feet away from number 2, and you're about 15 feet away from number 1.
Cool. I need to get another d6. Give me a half a second.
Old G.
I want to get another d6.
Boom, 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 boom. Actually, if we're counting down, you're 10 feet away from either, actually.
It does not matter how far it doesn't matter how far they are. So with my bonus action, I'm going to give Tamar.
There's a map.
I think these attacks could kill some of you. These guys are really powerful, but they're brittle. So
Thomas, I have a quick question, because Drudy's about to. Drudy's like, oh no, and then is like, I'm gonna drop 7d6 of bonus action healing.
Okay.
On Tamar.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, can I roll?
I mean, I think it's worth it.
Oh, I definitely think it's. Yeah, she's just gonna do it. So even if it goes over his max HP, she's just gonna fucking do it.
I have a feeling that it won't go over his max HP.
Hey, don't be such a Debbie Downer. A Debbie Ryan Downer.
Do you hear that, Tamar? Don't be a Debbie Downer. Get up, dude.
I was talking to you, Tom.
I know.
I believe in his max HP. I believe in Drudy's healing. We can get it there.
This is looking spicy.
Just gooch some things real quick. Okay, there we go. Because calculator time.
I was just gonna say, while Ellen's calculating this, just in advance, I am really sorry that if anyone dies during this battle, that's kind of that's the risk.
It's entirely your fault.
Yes.
Hey, we decided to come here.
Partly true, yes.
I think we should just run away.
That would be.
It's only my bonus action, so let's keep that in mind.
What speed did Nagas have? Oh.
Okay, so Tamar takes back 30 HP back, and then 7 temp HP on top of that.
He looks like he's not back to full health, but he is doing a lot better. He still looks like he has a few bruises and some scars, but he looks like he's recovered quite a chunk, and he's not looking like he's looking down death's corridor anymore, so you get at least that impression. Tamar looks unbelievably grateful that he's not dead, and also his eyes are filled with regret, looking at his axe as if looking at a comrade in battle. How could you betray me?
That's all of Drudy's like Fey pool, which is not a spell. So now she's going to conjure 8 pixies.
See, I knew you had hubris when you were like, "This can kill you guys, Thomas."
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that Aelin had this.
Tamar got so like hurt. Like Drudy's like, "Nope, we're not doing this."
All right, conjure them up. Let's go, boys.
Okay, and I need some. Oh wait, hang on. I do need to roll initiative for my pixies. Cool. They rolled. Wait, that's not great, but they have a really good dex mod.
Pix.
That is 9 plus 5, 14.
14, so they are in... Let's have a look. Let me just pop them in. Okay, cool. So do they go now, or do they go on their turn?
On their turn.
Yeah, they'll go on their turn.
Okay, I get you.
And what that sounds like is Drudy and Sylvan says, I need help.
Oh, okay. Alright. How do they look, by the way? How do your pixies look?
They have like a wide variety of looks, as you know, people do. But, you know, very fey natured, you know.
Cute. Okay. Whew. This is gonna be an interesting. This is gonna be a spicy battle. All right. Is there anything you want to do, Rodridi?
I
think you have
mean,
movement.
she's used her bonus action. She's gonna stay very near Tamar.
Okay, you are right. You and Tamar are like within touch range of each other. Same with Core.
Yeah. She's staying there.
Also, Baron, you are now no longer shielded by Tamar, as Tamar moved on his turn. So that's just a heads up on your move. But with that, with Rodridi's move out of the way, we are now going to move on to Core.
Cool.
Oh, actually, wait, hold on. No. Sorry, the pixies are actually next. I just forgot. These guys are over on the side.
I got outranked by pixies.
So these guys are number 5. Alright. Actually, they're going right after Rodridi's turn. Rodridi, what would you like your pixies to do? Hit me up.
I need Spirit Nagas to make, let's see what this is, a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Alright, each of them or just one of them?
Basically, we're going to run through wisdom saves until there is no more, until we can't use polymorph anymore.
From another...
Surprise.
Dang!
In approval.
Alright, so do you want to... So I guess you're going for them one at a time then. You're not doing them two at the same time, right? This is just like a one at a time thing.
Yeah.
Alright, so do you want to go for number 2, which is the one that almost killed Tamar first?
Yep.
Alright, wisdom saving throws. Let's go. Okay, first one. Will probably actually not save. That is a 7 on the wisdom saving throw.
So, Brian is also going to smile because it's a snail now.
Oh, shoot! It's a snail. Alright, this large, chaotic, evil monstrosity. You see before you, laughing almost, as it's attacked Tamara. Now, shrinks down into a cute little itty-bitty snail. It's just, now it's no longer a threat to the party, it looks like. Okay, let me just switch up snail D&D stat sheet. Okay.
It's not, no.
It's like
one hit point.
Yeah, I'm just joking there. But it'll be funny.
So, because it basically has no attack ability, Drudy is going to have that pixie that turned it into a snail. She's gonna ask it to take that snail as far away, like just use all of its movement to just fly away with this snail and never come back with it, just as far as it can go.
Okay, how much can it move on its turn?
Pixies have a 30-foot movement.
Right.
Flying speed, so yeah. She's just gonna keep
30-foot movement. So we'll say on this turn it drags it 30 feet. Wait, is it 60 feet for flying?
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It is now further away from all of you in snail form in the air, being grasped by a pixie.
Yep.
Flown away. Alright. Is there anything you want the rest of your pixies to do?
So the pixies are gonna go for the other Spirit Naga.
Alright. Wisdom save, let's go.
Yep.
That also doesn't look very good. That's a 12.
Like 12 total?
12 total for the wisdom save.
Oh wait, okay, so meets it, beats it, so let's go to the next pixie.
Ooh, okay. Alright, it's hanging in there. It's not looking too happy. It's looking at you with kind of a look like, what do you think you're trying to do here?
Pixie will be doing another polymorph, so.
Another polymorph. That's the spirit. Yeah. Get it? Because it's spirit nagas.
Yep.
Alright. Another wisdom save?
Yep.
Alright. Boom. That is a 12!
Next pixie. I'm keeping a tally.
Alright.
Let's have my fingers up.
I'm counting on you to keep tally of the pixies. Alright, another
I
wisdom
got it on
save. Let's go.
The fourth one?
Oh, it's a net 1!
There we go. Okay, we have another snail, and that pixie's going to
Ooh.
fly off as far as that's as far as she can go with him.
Alright. Flying away, carrying it 30 feet. I think for the most part, unless do the Nagas do anything on their turn, or are they just stuck?
They can... No.
Because they're just stuck in polymorph for how long?
An hour.
For an hour, yeah.
An hour. Okay. Is your pixie spell a concentration?
Yep, for an hour.
Alright, do you want to just keep concentrating on them and have them fly away?
Yep, they're gonna
Just-
basically use their movement to dash away with these snails.
Okay, they yeet these snaky boys away from this environment, and I think pretty much with that, unless there's anything you want to do, I look to the rest of the party. We are out of initiative, I think. And Baron, congratulations, you've leveled. Boom. And Avros, congratulations, you've leveled too. So we've got a couple levels in here. Boom, bam, even though Avros didn't do anything.
Neither did Baron.
What? I chucked a fireball.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, right. Yeah, you did. That's fair.
He did 14. He did 28 damage total to the two of them. So Baron did a little bit. So Baron, you are now leveled up with the rest of the party, because you were one secret DM event away from leveling last time around because you were away. But this time you made up for that, and also Avros was one event away from leveling. So bada bing, bada boop. You guys are now leveled. Hello, welcome to the higher levels. You've done it, adventurers! Congratulations, you've beat the Spirit Nagas! So, okay, just a little sneak behind the curtain.
Yeah, you only have a D8.
Just a sneak peek. Tamar's HP, when he got attacked the first time, went all the way down to 1.
I want to say, Core is just like looking at Tamar with such disappointment. He's like, why did you do this? How could you do this?
Tamar looks
How
almost
dare you get hit by something else?
almost
How dare you run
traumatized.
recklessly into danger and almost die?
But with that, the party, all of you, are now safe. It seems as you're finally able to properly take in the serene surroundings, albeit filled with a little
Isn't
bit of
everything
smoke.
on fire?
Well, not on fire, but there is a smell of smoke in this general area. But now you get a chance to have a proper look around. So as everybody looks around, I would like you all to roll for me general perception checks, unless there's anything else you'd like to do on top of those. But first we'll get through the perception. I want to see what you all perceive.
8. And I also want to do a, what's it called? Survival check to see if I can't figure out if there's any more of these Nagas around.
Okay.
And that's 15.
Okay. And what did everybody else get on their perceptions?
18 perception.
Nice.
Wait.
Barnacle?
Core's in the bathroom taking a big shit. Baron will
Oh
roll
my God.
his perceptions with advantage with his eagle eyes.
Mhm.
19.
19? Pretty damn good. And I guess we'll wait for Core before I divulge much information. But I will get through the survival check first. So Jade, with your
Okay.
survival check, whilst with your perception, you get kind of just an understanding of there's been a fire here at some point. And it looks like it's
Okay.
past, there aren't any flames about, doesn't look like anything else is burning. Although a lot of the trees in this area seem to have completely burned down. It looks like, from what you can tell, there's been some sort of forest fire here. And this is something that everybody would generally be able to ascertain from the surroundings and just the environment. If you're looking if you're survival checking for any other Spirit Nagas, you would be able to see in the ground, because now this is kind of filled with ash, so a lot of tracks and footprints and stuff that you notice now looking around are being tracked fairly easily. You can see a lot of what's been around here, footprints of various kinds, and you see tracks from what look like Spirit Nagas leading in all sorts of directions, which would lead
Okay.
you to believe that there probably are Spirit Nagas elsewhere, although with your perception you don't see any or hear or smell any in the nearby area. But you get the idea that there are more around, and then they're kind of
We're
patrolling
in
this
a
sort.
Spirit Naga area.
Yeah, it seems like the Spirit Naga's here.
Okay, I'll convey that to the peeps.
Okay, you convey that information. For anybody who's familiar with the Feywild or who's been here, so specifically Core and Verdridi, this would come as a bit of weird news to you because Spirit Nagas don't generally roam around in large packs in the Feywild. And on top of that as well, this place Rodriguez, you would know especially, never really had spirit nagas in the first place when you lived here, or when you were here before, given that this is an area that you would be familiar with. Now, with the rest of your perception checks, everybody also, you would get the idea that there's been a forest fire that's occurred at some point around here. It looks like a lot of the trees in this area have all burned down. It's kind of clear. There's not a whole lot of trees around right now, although there are in the distance. You can see kind of the dense forest kind of starting, you know, in further away, a few hundred feet away from like any sign of forest, but there's a dense forest kind of in this entire area, kind of consuming this little clearing that seems to have kind of burnt to a crisp. Verdridi, having been somebody who's been here before, you know that there was at one point a small but lively and bustling town here. Not too many residents, but your family did live here at one point. Now, looking around, you can kind of get the idea, you get the feeling and the idea that where there was once a town with homes and buildings, it's completely burnt down. Looking around, you can kind of see that there's remnants of wood and other and stone and other evidence of like building blocks maybe used to build houses, and other people with high perception rolls as well would see this. But it seems like everything pretty much is burnt to the ground, except for one place in particular that seems to have remained. Although it's one that you don't recognize, Verdridi, actually. For any of you rolling, even you, Jade, you would notice this. There is a building, a very decrepit-looking, two-story, hotel-y kind of building in the distance, maybe 100 feet away, in the middle of all of this ash and burned-down trees and all that sort of stuff. Just chilling. There's a building there. It looks like it's the size of a hotel, maybe. You've been to bed and breakfast before. You get the idea that that's that kind of a size building with no other buildings inside. Verdridi, you having been here before in this town, know that that's not a building that was ever here before. So it looks like maybe it was built on top of the ashes of the town, or it was added at some point after you had left, but it's not a building that you recognize. But that's the only kind of interesting building on the horizon in the distance, I guess. Looking around, you're surrounded by dense forest for the most part, unless you'd like to look anywhere else specifically. You do see kind of remains of buildings and homes and houses just strewn about kind of in the landscape.
Would Trudy see her temple like anywhere in this town? Like, is there any remains of it?
Your temple that was in this town was a priest one, just because it was a small village here. If you look around, you can kind of see the foundation of where that temple once was. Although this one is a bit stranger. It seems like the temple that was here, and you would know that this temple was made out of very resilient material, even if there was a fire that burnt through this place. While the homes may have burnt down, being built of mostly wood and that sort of stuff, the temple was built out of stone. And it seems like, aside from just the very base foundational blocks on the ground, there aren't any brick remains here at all. It doesn't seem like the temple burned down or was destroyed, but it's not really here anymore. Aside from the foundation that kind of outlines where the temple would have once been, seems like it's not here. Or rather, aside from that, there aren't any remains on the ground. And now as you look, I want you to roll for me a survival check if you're kind of checking the remains, and for anybody else as well who wants to have a look around.
Cool.
I'll have a look.
Cool.
Core doing an inspect as well.
Not good. Not good. He knows nothing.
It's a 13.
13?
She's distressed.
Okay.
I'll have a look too.
Okay.
I'm following the others. So is this a perception or investigation?
I was doing survival if you're checking the remains for stuff. But you can roll investigation or perception if you'd like. Your choice. I'll just give you a little bit. The info will be a bit different.
Did you say survival or perception, or survival or investigation?
Survival, perception, or investigation. Any one of the three, depending on what you want to do. You can roll any check that you like. I'll just give you
It's
information
19.
For
19 on perception.
Perception? Okay. With that perception, before we get into survival checks, you would notice that while this area seems to have been burned down completely, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of debris here, aside from the tree debris. There's a little bit of the homes and houses as well, it seems like, but not much outside of that. And also from that perception, you would kind of get an idea that maybe this fire burned this place down a fair while ago, maybe over a week ago, it seems at this point. But there is that remnant kind of smell, because the perception check will also include a smell sort of perception.
Sure.
You do get that smell of like charcoal and amber still lingering in the air, as you would kind of from an area that would burned down.
Do I think that the remnants that would be here, because there's not a lot, would have been look like they might have been looted or taken away?
I don't know if you can necessarily tell that from just a perception check.
Sure. I'll look into that later. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll think
And-
about it.
Aelin, how'd you roll?
Oh, on the survival, it was a 13.
13. Okay. It seems from that survival check, while you're looking around and inspecting the general area, first noticing that any of the signs of the temple kind of crumbling or being burned down or any remains are completely missing, you then start to notice that a lot of personal artifacts that you would expect to see in this sort of a fire are missing as well. Things like porcelain plates, vases, jugs, maybe even like remnants of painting frames, anything like that, jewelry. None of that stuff seems to be anywhere on the ground, littered about like you'd expect to see if a fire really did ravage this place and destroy the town completely. For the most part, the only thing that you can see is bits of what would have been permanent structures here made of wood and that sort of stuff, minus, of course, the temple, minus its foundation blocks, which are here. But that would kind of fill you with maybe a sense of relief that at least it seems like the lack of personal artifacts and the lack of bodies as well seems like that either, one, this place was looted of all its items, which seems kind of unlikely given that all the tracks that you see here with your survival check and with everybody else's are mostly Spirit Naga tracks, with a few exceptions to wildlife that you'd expect to see in this area. You see some tracks from like birds and that sort of thing. Gives you the feeling that maybe when this fire occurred, there was enough time for the residents to actually flee the place and move somewhere else before it completely burned the place down, which would kind of be a reasonable deduction that you could make, unless you want to make further intelligence rolls or anything like that, from what you can find on the ground here with your survival check. As well as that, the tracks that you see around here are mostly from after the fire happened, given that the ash is now littered all over the ground, and the tracks that you do see are on top of the ashes from the trees and all that sort of stuff. Being mostly Spirit Naga tracks, you see some tracks from other various wildlife, a lot of birds and that sort of thing, but not too much else. Well, and then also, there's the very strange, decrepit building that was not here when you last left, kind of in the middle of all this, rubble.
So, Dreedy, when was the last time you were home?
Treaty is actually, like, Cora's welcome to direct that question at her, but she's just moving with purpose towards the biggest set of roots she can find.
Cora's just got his
Okay.
hands on it, he's like, nice place.
Oh yeah, Aelin, I should mention, there will be a catch that I think I may have forgot to mention last time we were talking, but I did have it in my notes and I didn't mention it. The one catch is, and this does not apply to Jade's item, because Jade's item also works with wood in a different way. If you want to use your pillar, it has to be on roots that are still alive. So if you have a lot of dead roots, it will not work there.
We already figured that one.
Okay, but
Are there any standing structures like doors left?
there's only one building kind of in front of you. It looks like a haunted house almost, but there aren't any standing structures of any kind. You would expect, or Verdrudy might expect, that the stone temple that was once here, the Temple of Illustrae, would have still been standing, but that building seems to have been completely removed or taken away or anything or something like that. But with regards to roots, there isn't much foliage around at all among all these, like the charred logs and fallen trees and all that sort of stuff that's kind of burnt to the ground. You're probably a few hundred feet away from any nearby forest, because you can see in the distance that there is a dense forest that starts to begin after the kind of charring stops and the rest of the forest kind of remains. So you'd have to walk to maybe those if you want to go to some nearby routes. So you're about a few hundred feet away.
Okay. I think that her form, y'all see kind of like her form starts flickering, and she just kind of like instinctively bamfs just 30 feet ahead of y'all and is just walking towards basically her home.
Following.
Okay. Walking to your home.
She doesn't look okay. Let's just put that out there. She doesn't look okay. Even though she's not really an expressive type person. Yeah.
Okay. You walk to where your home would have been, and you see, as you walk there, carrying over your checks and all that sort of stuff, you would see that the place where your home used to stand has also just been, this is just part of the rubble now, it's been burned to the ground. Looking through to see if you can see any sort of signs of anything aside from the building itself, it seems like there are no personal artifacts anywhere in this rubble. Doesn't look like there's a sign of anything else aside from just the building having burned down. But you can see here that from, you'd recognize, you know by muscle memory at this point where your home would have been. So is there anything you're looking for there, or is it just something... How is Virginie reacting to this? That's what I'm trying to say.
Interesting reaction for her. Like, y'all generally would always see her with like flowers in her hair. Now there's just like these very like twisted like brambles.
Jade doesn't understand this at all. Isn't like this is something you never experienced. There's not much he can really do. I don't think.
Of course,
He's
just
lost.
keeping his distance.
Baron doesn't understand because he was happy when his home burnt down.
Fuck God,
He just kind of stands there. This was my home.
I'm guessing that from the way you're looking at the remains in the ground, that it wasn't always this way. To my sense.
Shit.
That
look,
seems
it's-
like a reductive question to know.
Well, maybe so.
Tamar opens his mouth. Cora Jade, bully, 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 bully.
I can tell this
Baron
is no
wants to
strong
make
suit.
Tamar the next enemy.
He wants to what? Say again.
Baron is whispering to Core. He said, are you sure he's not the enemy? First he almost dies in a fight, and now he asks some funny questions.
I think he's just mildly incompetent.
Mildly is probably an understatement, but I think you would probably know at this point that Tamar is a very socially awkward person. I think at this point also Avarice would just kind of come up to Verdridi, and although Avarice and Verdridi haven't had that much in the way of interaction and that sort of stuff, I think Avarice would just sort of, without really saying anything, just sort of stand by you and give you a light pat on the shoulder. And wouldn't really say anything, but he'd just be there.
In any way, shape, or form.
I need to find my family.
When was the last time you heard from them? Good place to start.
She was, Arya was on the material plane. But
Let's go to that house.
my
Spooky house? No.
What if there's
my
answers
mothers
there?
were here and my little brother was here.
They're
Your
alive.
family can message you, right? They have that ability.
Specifically, I don't think.
Verdridi, did you send your family a message on the material plane?
Sent a letter, but
Who was that to?
Arya, my sister.
Oh, okay. And you said she was already on the material plane, is that right?
Yes, she was in the Kingdom of Crystal, from what Vanellope said.
Okay, I understand. Well,
Vidriti, I think you need to decide what to do. Because there is nothing left here except that one structure over there.
Which looks haunted.
We can either we can either. She looks like she's like very much fighting to keep a very like that stoic expression she normally wears. We can either investigate it, or we can try to track where my parents went.
I like option 2.
I think option 2 feeds into option 1.
Very likely.
That's a you opinion.
It's also a Driti opinion from the sounds of it.
Can I perception check the house, please?
sure, roll it for me a perception check.
Look at it.
Alright.
You just look at it.
You were the first one to perception check the house specifically, so...
That's pretty good. That's a 16 plus 18.
18? Alrighty. With an 18, you look at this house. Now, it looks a little bit decrepit, but
Gross.
in a very strange sort of way. It doesn't look decrepit in the way that a house would had it been sitting in a place for a very long time. It looks more like it was
that way.
kind of. It looks like it's been built out of charred wooden parts kind of strewn about. If you're kind of building a house out of just materials that you could find, this is something that you might be able to build. Putting that information together before inspecting it further, you might be able to ascertain that this building, combined with the lack of any or very many remnants of buildings around, seems like it might have been built out of the remains of the buildings here. Now, it's a very big building. It's been built out of all kinds of things. It's very mismatched in the way that it's built. Windows, all sorts of shapes and sizes, some broken, some not, some missing glass. You do see at the front, above the main sort of double door, mismatched double door, you do see a sign that says, let me just find it. What does it say? Where are we? You see a sign that says information and tourism. Looks like it's been printed on there. And that is painted over. There's like a red line painted through it. And underneath, there's like a big billboard sign that you might have seen. And Verdridi, if you have a look at this house, you would recognize the sign as well. Underneath, you see in red letters painted, Hotel Hell. Right underneath. In sprawling writing.
Well, that sounds fun.
Verdridi, if you are looking at this, you would probably recognize that sign as the sign that comes from the information and tourism building that wasn't really active at all in your town, although it was there. It was a very, very small building with a very big sign for potential tourists coming from the main city. However, you would know that having lived here at some point and what you know about this place, it wasn't a very big tourism hotspot. But that building itself, the tourism building, would have been located a little bit further from the rest of the buildings in this town. When it was still standing, obviously. But aside from that core, there isn't much more to it. But it definitely looks like something out of like a theme park in terms of like a haunted house. In its aesthetics, at least.
All in favor of going to the haunted house.
Avarice immediately pipes up. Aye! Tamara says, maybe we should investigate before we really decide
whatever
we're heading towards
Druti
there.
wants to do. I will follow.
I think we need to just establish something if we're going to go into a scary place where we might fight more scary people. Tamar, you cannot run at the creepy things, okay? You stay at the back. I like that idea. Dridi,
We could leave them outside.
that is a terrible idea, because then Tamar will get lost. Dridi, if you are emotionally compromised, please stay in the middle. I have heard this is good because people like proximity and comfort when they are feeling emotionally compromised. Cannot relate, but I will do my best to accommodate you. Okay, so...
I'm opening the door.
Yes? Alright, okay, sounds great.
Alright,
As we're approaching, Druidi would like to wild shape into a panther.
oh shit! You can go for it.
Yeah.
Alright, you wild shape to your panther
Yeah.
form. And you're heading to the building?
Yep.
Alright.
I will tank my way in.
Tank your in. Alright, you're leading the charge. Everybody's reeling up the rear. You guys are heading towards this haunted place. I'm gonna switch off the map because we're not in a map zone right now. Boom! Camera's only hello. Hello, everybody. You head over to this big boy. As you approach closer and closer, Verdridi, you would start to recognize... Say again.
That was a TikTok stupidness. Just ignore me.
Alright, Verdridi, as you approach, you would start to recognize that, this building kind of looks like it's probably made out of the remains of all the other buildings from around this place. Looking around though, you still can't see any remains that look like they would match the Temple of Illustre's bricks. It looks like it's made entirely out of wood from the exterior, but you haven't been inside, so who knows, maybe there's something lurking inside that would give you that sort of information, that would divulge that. However, it seems like for the most part it's just been made out of kind of the boards and wood that would have been strewn about the area. You get that kind of impression, considering that a lot of the boards look like they've been charred in some sort of fire. But with that, you approach the front door. Jade, do you go to knock?
Yeah.
Alright.
Not
Right,
touching anything.
right as you raise your hand to knock on the door opens. And before you stands an interesting figure that you've never seen before. You see a tall, ghostly, maybe even pale yellow, tall tiefling standing at about 7'2".
Oh no.
Bald head, short, curled horns like a ram's, just kind of curling back. No hair, completely bald. With very intense, almost glowing, ethereal yellow eyes, staring at you all with a devilish sort of grin. With a face that looks almost like the face, it's kind of a contradiction almost. You get the feeling, looking at the face of this tiefling, you get the impression of like, this is like the face of somebody who's very young, but also somebody who's ancient. Can't very easily...
I love that.
You
So
can't
much.
quite tell. There's something very creepy about that juxtaposition of contradictory traits that you immediately notice.
That shit. I love that shit.
And with that, before you can say anything, he pipes up. Hello! Welcome to Hotel Hell!
Hey Avros, it's your relative.
Do I record? Do I really sound like that?
Yeah.
Come in, one and all, to Hotel Hell. Might I get you a drink?
What is Hotel
You
Hell?
could tell
We
us
just-
where the people of this town went. Are they
Come,
staying here?
come in. As he sort of starts to ignore your comments.
Why would we go in if you're not going to give us the answers? We're here looking for answers.
We can talk further inside. Dear
We're
ones!
talking the threshold here.
Kind of
We can
stares at you
talk
for a
in the
little bit.
doorway. We're talking right now, and I think it's going rather well. I don't know. But...
His wide smile.
Master Jade, this is a one-way conversation.
His wide smile as you talk slowly starts to turn into a straight line.
I go to
I'll go inside.
I go to the front. Hello, dear.
We are travelers, and we came here a long time ago, but it was very different. We're just wondering what kind of developments and improvements even that you made to this wonderful town.
Well, I found this prime real estate quite recently and established myself here, but please, before we divulge any more information, come inside, he says through clenched teeth.
I would like to insight check him.
You can insight check, go for it.
A low growl from the panther.
16.
16? Even with a 16, it's kind of hard to get get a complete grasp of what this person's all about, having talked very little. But you get the idea that despite this person's demeanor, they don't look like they're hostile necessarily, or at least not yet. But they don't seem completely trustworthy either.
I tried to use my charisma to persuade this person that we are nice people and he should be trusting us.
Alright, roll with disadvantage if you'd like to.
Hello, I'm here.
Hello, Emma, what happened?
Oh no, I just wanted to get some food.
Oh, okay, I thought maybe your computer crashed or something. Well,
No. I'm just gonna leave my camel first. I chug some noodles.
13.
13? Seems like it doesn't really have much effect. Seems like this person is the type of person that would be very hard to persuade to get to do anything. And also at this point, as Rodridi, as you growl in panther form, he would look at you with kind of an all-knowing smile as if he knows that you're wild-shaped. Which is kind of an interesting sort of look that you haven't really gotten before up to this point.
I mean, she's instead of actual like panther fur, she has like these like blackish purple carnations.
Okay.
So, like, I mean, she clearly is not an actual natural panther.
I mean,
But, like,
okay, true, yeah.
That ridge of, like, you know how, like, cats, when they get, like, kind of hostile, they're like, they have that, like, ridge of, like, raised fur on their back? Yeah. Basically, she's got this, like, ridge of carnations.
Oh, okay. He looks surprisingly unfazed and unbothered.
I think this is Emma. I think we should go in. Jade is gonna look at the others, and if they...
Well, while you deliberate, I'll be inside.
No,
And
I
he
want
shuts
to
the
ask
door.
a question, please. I knock on the door again.
You knock, he doesn't answer.
Open the door,
You open the
or I
door.
will kick it down.
No.
Oh wait, are you opening the door or are you telling him to open it?
I'm telling him to open the door.
I open
There is
the
no
door.
response.
I open the door, and
You open it? Okay, you open it and you peer inside and he is on the other side of this ground floor.
why don't I turn to this room? Why don't we just, cooperate and, if something happens, we have the numbers, we can jump on him.
You guys aren't asking the obvious questions. How much is a room per night?
I will speak to the manager. Karen intensifies.
Karen intensifies. Emma, what is
No,
happening?
what's wrong with you?
And with me, it's a...
Yeah,
Something is happening to your microphone. It's going like as if you're
Hello?
dragging something along it.
yeah.
Is it better now?
It's fine now. I think you just
Okay.
like touched it or something. I don't know what happened.
Oh, no, sometimes it just does that. It will come up on my computer when it's happening and I click away and it will stop.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Just stay safe. Emma's mic and Emma.
I'm dying. No. I will stay.
Mhm.
Oh fuck! What was I going to say? No. Oh yeah. I'll say. Can you give us the answers we're looking for if we come inside with you?
At this
Cost per
point,
night.
as you've opened the door and you're looking through,
Cost per hour.
he is now completely on the other side of the building. In the time that the
Yeah.
door has been closed, he's completely traversed the terrain. So you need to either yell or walk closer.
Okay. I will yell.
Okay.
My dear, I'm sorry for our rudeness before. We will come in and we'll talk.
I'm
just
sorry, I
assholes.
can't hear you from all the way outside the hotel. He says behind a bar as he's now wiping down a glass.
Right, I'm going in. I'm just gonna go inside.
All right, you're
I'm gonna do
you're
a
going
bit of
straight
a
in.
perception check, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure. What are you looking for? Oh, inside. Okay, go. Roll for it.
Yeah, inside I want to look for anything like dodgy or hostile.
Everything. Everything is dodgy. He may be hostile. Who knows? No. Okay.
I'm in.
What
I'm
about-
in.
You're in?
Just do
Okay,
it.
is anybody else
No.
coming in? With just Jade? Jade, the impression that you would get, and also we'll get onto Baron's perception check as well. This place on the inside, you get kind of get a look into it. It looks like kind of like a school canteen almost, in terms of like there's tables on the ground floor with a staircase heading up. It looks like this is a place where you might get served a lot of food. There's like counters for that sort of thing. There's a bar. There's like a little desk with a cash register on the side. So it seems like there's some sort of a business in operation here.
Shame I'm not
Outside-
hungry.
Say again.
She says, "It's a shame I'm not hungry in character as I eat my meals."
But one thing that you do notice, just looking in, and Baron, you would notice as well with your perception check, is that there are currently no patrons down on the floor. It seems like it's completely empty. All you see is this pale yellow tiefling with the intense yellow eyes across the way. Baron, with your perception check, looking around for anything dodgy, the whole place looks like it's been built in a hurry. It kind of looks like it's in shambles, but also in one piece, strangely enough. This whole place is kind of a sort of scary, creepy contradiction in a way. Everything is mismatched, everything is kind of shoddily put together, but it's holding together somehow. And for the most part, it seems like it's creepy. It's a building. Aside from what you can just generally see, there isn't a whole lot more. Yes.
May I please sneakily send my familiar to look around whilst we're talking to this tiefling?
Go for it.
Okay, I send my little bird familiar.
Alright, so you say, so the way this kind of is laid out is you've got this bottom floor basically, or with the tables and stuff, and the counters for food, and like a kitchen area that's like behind that counter. If you're going upstairs, if you choose to do so, there are then heading up that way. Seems like the tiefling doesn't seem to notice either that or doesn't care. As you head up, you can see kind of a corridor of rooms on either side, and that's kind of it. Unless you're going through any of the doors, they seem like with your familiar might not be able to get through. Just
Could
the doors.
I be? Sorry.
Yeah, so you just see that sort of thing. It seems like this place is totally void of decoration, but you do see there's maybe 10 rooms up here. But it's just a hallway with rooms on either side, and what looks to be like a closet or a small room at the very end. It's hard to say without having opened the door.
Can I try and look under any of the doors or through keyholes?
Yeah, you could try to look through it. It's pretty dark. Does your familiar have night vision?
It's a bird. I assume birds have pretty.
What kind of bird is it? I can look it up for you.
Wait. Go to Claude's thing.
Because I have a whole bunch of just familiar creatures on hand.
Cool, awesome.
Go to extras.
You can put them in your creatures tab in your D&D sheets, so it's a good thing to do. I have characters who have them. Bird.
How well everybody's heard about course bird.
Question while we try to figure this out.
Yep.
Before we left the area that like Druidy's house was in,
Yep.
could she have done like a scent-based perception check just to see if like it said like she could pick up a track of like a trail of her family?
Yes, you can roll for me if you'd like to do that. You can do a retroactive roll there.
A tiny bird is just, if you want the stats of it, I have it here. If you want just it to be a tiny bird.
If it has night vision, you might be able to see through the keyhole. If not, it would be too dark.
No, it doesn't have night vision.
Okay, looks like it's
Unless-
just dark.
No, it doesn't have night vision.
But that does give
But
you
this is-
1 point of insight, which is that these rooms probably don't have windows. Which is maybe a concerning factor, but it's a point that you would probably be able to figure out with your intelligence.
Can I try and get the bird to open one of the doors?
Okay, I also wanted to say one thing. Because
Yeah.
I'm like walking in there, like going right up to him. I'm like trying to kind of command his attention.
Mhm.
I don't know how that would affect him perceiving that, or if there would be any kind of like,
Even
if that would assist what Cora's doing in any way. Trying to sort of. Like,
if he would have
help out
noticed-
buddy.
well, I mean, he
I
wouldn't.
don't know
have-
if he's stealthing or anything, but
No, when Cora went through it initially, I said that even if the tiefling would have seen, it seems like he doesn't care, or that he's unbothered by the bird being in there.
no way I can help. Okay, well, I will. Yeah.
Do that, but you can talk to him to prevent him from going upstairs if you'd like. It seems
I will
probably
keep that in mind.
yeah, without really truly knowing exactly what he's thinking, he might have just missed the bird. But that's just kind of how it seems. For Judy, how did you go on your scent-based perception check?
21.
21? Okay, with that scent-based perception check, your lungs, and well, not really, your nose, your snout, is filled with the smell of smoke for the most part. It's very hard to smell anything over the top of all this burning. It seems like the smells that would have been familiar to this area have kind of completely been consumed for the most part. But you do get a few weird sort of smells that seem kind of familiar in terms of like the forest and the general sort of area. The environment is familiar, so that you know this is the same place, the same sort of worldly environment that you would have lived in at one point. So you do get that much. As far as the scent of your family, you don't get any scent at all, which from that you can indicate, you can assume a few things. One, they aren't around here, which means they probably most likely did it's almost definite to say that they didn't die in the fire, because then you would definitely be able to smell them here, because it would have been part of the smoky sort of smell. But the fact that you don't smell anything at all indicates to you that they must have left at some point before everything burned down. Otherwise you would have been able to smell them. And also from that you would get the smell information that they're probably not nearby, or not very so near that you'd be able to smell them. Aside from that, you do get the general kind of smell of that kind of creepy sort of place that you're now in, but this is retroactive. So you would get the smell of that haunted house place sort of thing, and that smells like wood and smoke and that sort of stuff. It doesn't smell very nice.
Which case that will affect what she does with the conversation with the tiefling.
Okay, so heading back into the future, as Cora's bird is birding around, pecking at some locks, attempting to open a door, which we will get to in just a moment, we will head back downstairs to the conversation with the pale tiefling and Jade, and possibly Verdridi. And maybe even Cora and Marin, if you're doing stuff there as well. What would you like to say? Seems like he's not making any initial sort of opening remarks or statements.
Of course, looking through his familiar, I'll make sure that I'll make sure that someone's looking out for him so that he's not just catatonic. Because I don't want him to just be like unmobile or it to be super obvious what he's doing.
How about this? To repay for our rudeness earlier. how about
Yes.
I'll play you a song. How's that? I used to be a performer at a bar similar to this establishment. Very nice.
Oh, a song. A song. I hate music. Please don't do that.
What about a poetry reading?
I hate all forms of creativity. Please do not.
What about a sparring match?
I do not like to fight either.
You have
I
to-
do.
Enjoy.
I do, however, have one earthly desire, and that is
What
money
is that?
and patronage. So if you'd like to
Oh,
stay at
I'm-
night,
Same.
I can offer you at least that much. A roof over your head, for I, Boo Manafort, would not take the
You're a
rate from you.
boomer.
Boomer.
Okay, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer.
Okay, boomer.
Boomer now, Thomas.
Yeah,
He's a
boomer.
boomer.
Always hear it, and we're like, okay, Boomer.
How do I make this at night mode? How do I connect to the Wi-Fi?
I don't
I say
like
to that.
creativity or expression of any sort of art.
Definitely a boomer. Okay, to that I say, alright, if you want our patronage,
Yes.
we can
He smiles at you with jagged
exchange
teeth.
that. We can exchange that for the information we're looking for.
Oh! That's not exactly how that works. You see, you pay for a room here, a bed and breakfast, if you will, and then I provide that. That's the entirety of the exchange. If you'd like information, then that will require a different sort of sacrifice, if you will.
What kind of
Then we're doing a different kind of sacrifice because we're not here to sleep.
Well, in that case, what is it that you're after? What kind of information could I be of service to you with?
I look down to Dream and over to Baron to make sure that we're okay with sort of sharing this information. And then if I can sort of see them,
Rudy shifts back.
okay. Wait for Dream to do this one.
Has nothing which we can offer. Let us go.
Okay.
Okay. Goodbye, in that case. May I
shoot
never
him.
see you again.
I shoot him a dirty look before we leave.
No, but this
Okay.
is interesting. Like, because you drank him out.
Yeah, but I'll take Kor's body and just wait for him to pop out of his familiar outside the hotel, I guess.
Alright. So you recoup outside of the
Whenever
hotel.
he's done whenever he's done exploring.
Oh, okay. Back to Course Familiar. You try to open the door. It is unsuccessful. It seems that they are locked.
Alright, I come back to the group.
You
There's a
return the
bunch
group.
of locked doors up there. No windows. Might be a prison.
It seems rather suspicious. Isn't this meant to be a... And he looks to the sign that says Hotel Hell. A hotel?
Or a kinky hotel. You don't know.
I think it's a bizarre establishment. We should
Seems that
probably not
way.
involve ourselves too much.
I'm kind of interested though.
Are we sure that we can't extract any information out of this creep?
If Treaty doesn't want to,
And then, like, Tamar and Jade can sit on him.
I'm not interested in this man. This man is giving me hives.
Druidi, how do you feel about all
Baron has
this?
no power here.
Feels like a place that if you stay, you will not leave.
I agree.
Like that.
It does have a little bit of a vibe like that. Maybe we could threaten him.
We
I
can be
like-
so insufferable, he makes us leave.
We have ways of
That's a
getting
bad
out, I'm
idea.
sure. I don't think anybody could contain us against our will, let alone one tiefling. I
I
think
can't be contained.
we have power. You have my axe. No, I think we have ways, if need be. But I do think there's a lot that that person is not letting on with regards to this area and what happened here, maybe.
He also might know where everyone went.
Regardless, though,
Yes,
really, if you
They
don't...
could also
We play good cop, bad cop.
I'll be the bad cop.
I surely bad cop too.
All of us bad cops.
Bad cop, bad cop.
No good cop.
Are there any other entrances we can see on this building?
If you walk around to the back, you can see another 2 entrances At the backside?
Okay. I have a suggestion.
I'm listening.
Those who are interested in talking and getting information from him, command his attention, whilst those of us who are quieter can sneak in through the back
But I need
and
you to hold
explore
down.
this. Tamar is very strong,
I am.
and Avros can probably do something of use. He has probably got much,
I can
very
try.
good rope skills of sorts.
We can talk to this boomer fellow. If we need to.
I can be a spider. And creep
Okay,
Thing.
Core and I will go in through the back and investigate, while Driti, Baron, Tamar, and Avros and Sapphire Man go and command his attention.
Cool.
Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds good. Sapphire Man, you're with us. He just kind of looks and nods.
Drudy would like to cast Detect Magic on this place while we are outside of it.
Ooh!
So much magic.
Alright, hit me up. What does that do?
Okay, so, for the duration you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you, which I can concentrate on this up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
You can sense magic, a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any, penetrates most barriers but is blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Okay. Alright, you cast Detect Magic on this place. You would feel some magical auras, some stronger than others. The first thing that you, I guess, a very strong, powerful, potent source of magic, you feel a sort of abjuration magic. There seems to be some sort of protective magic guarding something somewhere in this vicinity. It's hard to say exactly where. It doesn't seem like it's coming from directly where you were in the building, but it seems like it's coming from somewhere in there. It's very strong. It's a very strong aura. Aside
Be
from
above
that,
or below?
below. But it seems like there's something there. Aside from that, you feel a tiny bit of enchantment magic, but that seems a lot weaker in comparison. That just seems like it's... Who knows what it's doing there? That seems like it's coming from about ground level, specifically from the backside where you were about to enter. Not necessarily from the door itself, but from something within there. Aside from that, if you're kind of focusing on the presence of the tiefling itself, seems like there's a magical aura kind of coming off of the tiefling as well, but that seems to be the same sort of magic that the abjuration magic source seems to be. It seems like there's a connection there of some sort. Pardon me. But that's about it. That's the kind of gist that you get.
There you go.
Trudy will share this information.
Can we just share this quote from Queenie?
I just said, why don't we just kill him and put him in my hat?
You could certainly try. So you share that information with the group. So the group now knows that there's some sort of strong magical source. Some sort of source of energy coming from inside.
To concern ourselves with this when we still need to bring back Dariel and find out his answers.
It's
This
true.
just seems interesting. I like
Yes, but Tamar's life is more pressing.
Tamar's life.
Tamara
He's
on the
fine.
hit list.
He's fine for now. Right? Yes, Tamar?
He looks a little bit concerned, but he nods in an uncertain way.
Don't you want to find your friends and family, Madridi?
And I do not think they are here.
There's something here.
He might know something if we
We like Tweedledum and Tweedledee.
Yeah.
right now.
he might know something.
Driti, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it is your choice, because this is your family that we're looking for. I can't pretend like I understand what you're going through at this moment, but I understand that you need to choose.
The cost
Go
of his
in or we don't?
information could be too high. And I do not wish to sacrifice any of you. And she does actually kind of eye Baron at that.
We could just drag him out.
Do we even... Hold on. Do we even know what the sacrifice he's talking about actually even is? What if we just ask about that? He doesn't seem
What
like
if
the
he wants a
type.
foot rub? Some people just really want a foot rub.
Avros looks and he nods. Avros looks like he's almost convinced that's what he wants now.
I think that if we want to get more information out of him, we do it in tandem with Cora and I infiltrating, so that we can do this as swiftly and quickly as possible.
I think that's a good idea.
Anyone who doesn't want to come in can stay in Baron's tiny hut.
True.
Okay, yeah. I'll summon a... Wait, no, but I need to go talk to the guy.
Oh yeah, if you leave it, it won't work.
If I leave it, it doesn't work. Unless I summon a tiny hut on top of the guy.
Can you do that? Can you summon a tiny out on top of it? That's hilarious.
Let me see.
Boo Manafort.
Yeah, I can. But then he can... Oh, but he can just move out of it if he wants to. Nah, sack.
Nobody can stay in Baron's tiny hut.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to do whatever you want me to do, Tamar says.
Avros and Tamar link arms, then you can keep each other safe.
Avros immediately begins to link arms. Tamar looks kind of hesitant. Ready. Ready for battle, Core.
Why don't we talk to this man nicely, using some intimidation?
We could threaten him.
More charming.
I don't really want to charm him. He makes me want to vomit. I'd rather use intimidation.
I'm quite charming.
He doesn't deserve to be charmed.
Gore, would you rather charm and I will sneak with Jade?
That could be fun. I haven't
Since
done.
you are more interested in this.
I am also more charming.
It's fair.
I speak nothing but the truth. And the occasional black lie.
And the occasional black lie. Okay.
Trudy kind of smirks at that.
Okay, Druti, let's go. I'll take her around back of the house, and I'm gonna do a pass out a trace.
Alright, cool. Oh boy. Alright, so is it the three of you or is it just the two of you?
Just the two of us. There's
Just
no one
the
else.
two of us. We can make it
if we try.
Just
He
the
will shift
two
back
of
into a
us.
cat. Just a cat.
Nice. Okay, cool. You sneaky. Shiny boys, now the sneaky boys. Sneaking around. Up to no good. Alright. So you do that. The rest of you. Heading back to the front. The front of the house. Alright, you'll enter in. Boo is still behind the bartender's counter, cleaning a glass. Seems like the same glass he's cleaning over and over again. The glass that he's cleaning looks absolutely filthy. Doesn't look like a simple cloth, which also looks absolutely filthy, is going to do the job and clean it at all. But he seems to be kind of half-heartedly trying. And he eyes you and grins, his devilish grin with his crooked teeth as you all enter.
Hello, good sir.
Welcome back to Hotel Hell. How may I help you?
We can do this the easy way or the hard way. Your choice, sir.
He's just a little bit offended, you see, because you said you didn't like music or creativity.
It's
And that's
true.
what he built his personality on. So.
You should be
You know,
offended. That's what I pride myself on. I don't like you, sir.
You don't like people.
No, it's just this fellow over here. And he looks at Baron.
You don't like Baron. Oh.
What is it that you came here for? Are you here for a night at Hotel Hell or not?
Depends what you have to offer at this hotel. I've been to many hotels, and you need to really rise to the occasion.
Well, we serve breakfast in bed, and we offer a room for the night.
What is your health score rating?
Health score rating. Health score rating. This is Hotel Hell. We do not have any health score ratings of any kind.
I'd like to cast Charm Person on this guy.
Okay. Let me just check something.
It's a
Oh,
Wisdom 13.
okay. Go for it. You cast Charm Person. Does not work.
Okay.
Doesn't appear to be charmed. He doesn't flinch.
Mm.
In a way, Core, as a magic user, you would note, seems almost as if the spell might not have had an effect at all.
Okay. I look at this disgusting man in the eye and I'm like, why don't you answer the following questions that we ask within the next hour truthfully?
Oh, I love
And
questions.
I cast suggestion.
Okay. Does that have a save?
Yes, whiz.
Okay.
What'd you get?
Let's
Whiz.
roll. Whiz. This is, I think...
Charm him.
Okay, don't worry.
Do things. Or just do.
That's a, it's a dirty 20. He grins.
So we have
Ask
sussed
away.
out that you're a powerful person. What was this sacrifice you were after?
So you're interested, huh? Well, I'll let you in on a little bit of my personal life. So, up until recently, my friend of 100 years passed away.
How old are you?
That's for me to know and you to wonder about. However, Cora, you would know already, having just heard that, he's a tiefling. Tieflings
Yeah.
don't live for over 100 years very often at all. He does not look like someone who has lived for that long. But there's that creepy sort of strange, ageless aura about this figure that you can't quite put a finger on. My companion, my lifelong companion.
Love of your life?
Not quite, not exactly. My pet bird passed away recently.
100-year-old bird.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lived a long life. It was a good one. Just... Sorry, I'm getting a bit misty-eyed thinking about him.
Is he actually getting misty-eyed?
No, not at all. It's really unfortunate. He looks like he's totally putting on a facade. Even you can tell that much, even without an inside check. Regardless, I know that around these parts somewhere, I've heard that an elusive bird, or elusive birds, like to flock. If you could find for me a couple of these birds, then I'll be happy to divulge some information to you. About this town, anything that I know, I'd be happy to. Because I can't seem to find these darned birds myself, and I'd really want to. I'd really want to. So if you can find a couple of these for me, I'll let you know what I know. If you need to know, they're featherdew melon birds.
Featherdew melon birds.
And I'll let you roll to see if you know what that is. Your choice of check.
Intelligence?
Yeah, go for intelligence. You can search your memory.
15.
15? You've heard of this bird. They're very, very, very round. They are super rotund. They are just like orbs with wings and beaks and feathers. But they get their name from their ravaging of crops. They generally tend to kind of stick around places where crops are harvested, where melons and sweet fruits grow, that sort of thing. And they just kind of tend to coalesce around those areas. There aren't a whole lot of them, but that's about as much as you know. You know that they're a bird native to the Feywild, and to roughly this kind of area. This is kind of south of where you would have lived, very far south. So you would know that he's kind of on the ball when he says that there are birds like that in this area. There are a few other species. But with that, that's about as much as you know. You do know that they're rare and that they're kind of weird, but you don't really know why they're very strange. They're very strange birds. They have a peculiar trait that you remember. You remember that much, that there's something strange about them. You just can't quite pin down what exactly it was. I should also mention that for anybody who's been talking at this point, since nobody's asked, there is one very kind of sort of peculiar thing about this tiefling, and maybe it's not quite as peculiar because it's a tiefling that you're talking to, but rather than talking in Sylvan, he is talking in Common, which is why all of you can understand. Otherwise, Baron, you'd be in the dark. But that's kind of an unusual trait for somebody living in the Feywild, especially for someone to kind of... To meet somebody for the first time and have them speak Common to you in the Feywild is unusual. Having been in the material plane, that's something that might not have dawned on you initially, but I would say that after this amount of time, especially talking to him now, that's something that would have kind of come into your consciousness, for all of you. And that's what you get on your intelligence check, Core.
Why do you want a melon bird?
I just really like melon birds.
Do you eat them? I don't know, I feel like you eat them.
No, I would never.
Guys,
Why don't we just get him?
I think Baron wants to hurt you.
I'd like to see Baron try.
Do you guys want to have like a stage fight or something? It'd be kind of fun.
If you'd like to, though, I should warn you that you will be filled with regrets having chosen that path. So be careful. Choose wisely. It is not much that I ask for, you know.
Oh, I'm pretty set we can get you some melon birds, I think, but I think Baron also wants to throw some punches.
Also, Corey, at this point, in this conversation, you would start to feel, just from being a magic user, a very strong surge of magical energy start to kind of build up, emanating from the point where he stands.
Can I just like go over and like move him a foot to the side and see if the magic goes with him?
Yeah, and it does. He just kind of moves over to the side and he grins.
Ah, magic boy! Interesting.
Be very careful, young ones. I must say, it is peculiar seeing a human down these parts. It's an unusual sight for even I have not seen a human in a long time.
Do you want to eat him?
I'm not a human. I'm actually
He's not my type, no.
a changeling.
He looks at you as you say that. Oh no, you are not. You are flesh and blood, as human as can be, young one. However, you, and he looks to Core, you are something entirely different.
Oh, what am I? What do you see? Because Core's in his half-elf form.
Yeah. I
Interesting.
see that you're a rare specimen. Far less common than any of your other party members.
I know. I'm very
Far
uncommon.
less common than a walking statue.
That's kind of what he
So
says,
funny.
but... Interesting... Oh my god, what is that noise?
Was that us?
It was for a moment, it's fine now. Whoa. It went
I'm
like...
scared for Core. I think he's going to put you in a test tube. That might be one of his Core's kinks, but don't be lured in.
Even Core.
Oh. Ah, look at that noise! Okay.
What is it?
Oh, it's occasionally like this squealing coming from your microphone or something.
I think it's because we keep moving it.
Ah! Okay, just leave it there. It's not making it right now. That's good. Just keep the microphone there. Okay. I've lost my train. What was happening?
He was saying the Core was unusual.
Yes, okay, yeah. An unusual specimen you are.
Why do you call us specimens? I'm really scared that you're going to try and eat one of us. I'm not
It's
going to lie.
duh.
I'm really upset right now.
It's just a force of habit.
I'm sure I taste really good, but I don't want to die just yet.
It's fine. Ah, no, it isn't.
Again.
What if you... Okay, pick up the microphone. Just hold it in your hands. Okay. I don't know what it's doing. Okay.
Now? How is it now?
It seems fine right now. It's... interesting. Actually, okay, I've got an idea. Can you go into your voice settings and turn the same bar little meter thing? Can you just put it a teeny weeny bit to the right so it's not all the way to the left? Just a teeny weeny bit. And I'll tell you when to stop. Just keep going.
Yeah?
A little bit more.
Yeah?
A little bit more.
It's on minus 75.
Yeah, keep going. Just a little bit more.
Hmm?
A little bit more.
How can you know where we're going?
A little bit more. I'll know. Don't worry. A little bit more. Ah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. A little bit more. More to the right. Keep going to the right. I'm trying to see if I can get the buzzing to get cut out. Keep going.
It's really far to the right now, dude.
I can still hear you though, but keep going.
Almost at the.
There we go. Okay, right there. Did you move it all the way to the right? Okay, you need to move it a little bit more to the left, okay, you know. You'll see
Quinny, we can't hear you.
Oh, what is it? The spike red. Yep, I can hear you. Okay, this is better. I think you'll need to be very close to talk to it, but that cuts out the buzzing. I'm sweating.
Now?
Yeah, okay, it's good now. You're just gonna have to be closer when you speak, but holy moly, there's something going on with that microphone. It's going like underneath you talking.
How is it?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I can hear you now. If you're close to it and you speak into it, it's good. And when you're not talking, it's silent. Oh, bliss. Sweet relief. Okay. Hello.
Sweet.
I apologize to everybody for the technical difficulties up to this point. I think we should be fine. Alright. To bring us back into the narrative very briefly. As you guys are talking, we will switch over to the back of the house. Jade and Verdridi, how's it hanging? How's it going? Hit me up. What's up? What's hanging? How you doing?
We're gonna stealth around to the back door.
Alright, you stealth
Plus
around.
10 to stealth, so...
Roll me some stealthy rolls.
31.
You disconnect from the call.
I would, but I don't want to cause anyone.
No. You disappear.
I didn't hear what you said there, Aaron.
I was doing maths. That's a 32.
What?
Oh shit, we're disappeared.
Oh my god, you guys have disappeared. You guys are gone. Nobody's ever seen you.
We can just about see each other because we're so high in this.
Yeah. Everybody who's ever known you has forgotten. They don't know who you are, where you've been, what you are. Even I don't remember. Who are you guys? Would you like to introduce your characters to the campaign? Hello? No, okay. You make your way very sneakily to the back of the house. There's two entrances there. You've got one kind of to the left, one to the right. One looks like it's directly behind where that sort of bar area would have been, where Mr. Manafort was standing. And the other one is kind of on the side that looks like it was behind where the kitchen kind of section would have been. So what are you trying to do?
Open the door.
Alright, which one?
Shit, sorry, you said there were two, right?
Yeah, you got like the bar area door, and you got the kitchen area door. So one looks like it's behind the kitchen area, one looks like it's behind the bar area.
I could see the bar area from the main room, couldn't I?
Yeah, that's where Boo Manafort would have been standing and like wiping down that really mucky
kitchen
glass.
area, because we don't want him to know necessarily that we're here.
Okay, I like it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are you trying to do? I guess you ascertain whether or not the door is locked first in a very stealthy way, and you would ascertain very quickly that it is, from the outside at least. Doesn't look like it's opened in a way. Do you have any way of getting in?
Strength.
Strength? How do you want to do this?
'Cause
I'm guessing if you're trying to be stealthy, you're not trying to just like completely break down the door.
Alternatively, dexterity. I'd like to find each screw on the door and just sort of like... Because I'm very dexterous.
Yeah, okay.
I want to
that
just
idea.
like unhinge the door.
Alright. Yeah, okay, you can roll me a dex check and we'll see how you go. This looks...
Drudy
Just
just
a
be
little
like...
bit. 14.
14, okay. And for Drudy, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, can Drudy just be like hanging out on like Jade's shoulders as like a cat?
Aww.
Like,
Yeah.
like a
Such Jade.
shoulder scarf, basically.
Yes, please. Like that photo of me and Roppy, where I'm just like,
You are warming Jade up.
yeah.
And
fine.
with that dexterity check, I'm going to say that with how decrepit this building is, and how wonky everything looks, and how very hastily put together it all is, that is enough to be able to break apart the hinges. Maybe not necessarily, it's not the finesse that you might have aimed for with like removing the screws themselves, but it's enough to silently break the hinges such that you can open the door, hinging it on the locked part of it.
Okay. I do want to have a fail-safe thing, just so that you know.
Yeah.
If it looks like we're about to be discovered by something we don't want to be discovered by,
Yeah.
I'm going to just have my hand on the potion of invisibility in my pocket. Just
Oh, okay, alright.
because a cat is one thing, a whole ass man is another. So
One entire man appears. Okay. You make your way into the kitchen very silently. In this place, it seems like there's another door that links the bar to the kitchen. Again, they're like just interlinking there as well. Like you've got the rooms kind of like this. You've got doors coming in that way, and then you've got a door linking them this way through that wall kind of thing. But inside the kitchen... Sorry, yeah.
Go on, no.
Yeah, so from this point in the kitchen, you get that small kind of view that you would get like in a restaurant or something like that, where you've got that window where you can serve food out of onto the counter. You've got that view into the rest of the kind of ground floor there. You can't see Blue Manifold from this perspective, but you can kind of see just barely out of the corner of your perception. You can see the rest of the party chatting away.
I just see a glow and I know where Core is.
You
It's
see
just,
it,
like,
you just-
sparkling against the wall.
A shimmering, shining sort of visage to the left, and you know that's probably where Core is. Looking around this kitchen is, depending on what your dietary habits are like, an experience to say the least. You can see a lot of pots and pans. It's very dirty, very grimy. Looks like it's pretty heavily used, despite having seen no patrons anywhere in this entire premises.
Well, that was going to be my question, was does it look like this is stocked with food enough to actually feed people?
Yep.
Because though we can't see anyone, is there any trace that there are people here who would need feeding?
Trace of people, you haven't necessarily ascertained that. There hasn't been any
As in,
indication.
like, by the food. What I'm saying is,
There is enough.
there food stocked,
Mhm.
which looks like it's being prepared or whatnot, or is going to be used?
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of pots and stuff, and it's all freshly enough prepared that it seems like it could
Are
easily
people here?
fill a full house if there were that many patrons. Looking at the dishes, if you are just looking around into the pots and stuff, first pot you look into looks like a kind of a stew, but very quickly you can kind of ascertain that this is a cockroach stew made almost entirely out of cockroaches, filled to the brim. A couple live ones are kind of sneaking out of the pot that didn't quite get mashed into the mush of the soup. That's how you
Ooh, I'm
ascertain
in
that it's
hell.
probably that. So there's that. You see a couple.
I'm in hell.
Then you see a few spices.
Yummy.
You see some salt, pepper. Yummy. You see some, you see salt, pepper. You see some thyme. You see some rosemary just chilling out on the bench, and then you see another pot that's filled with a very red stew of some kind that you can't quite tell what it is. Emits an odor of intense rosemary. Seems like it's filled to the brim. And then you see something bubble up to the surface. And it's just a whole tomato, but you get really freaked out for a second.
Okay.
A whole unpeeled tomato.
Ew, that is the worst thing I've ever heard of in a stew.
A whole tomato is in there. And as you start to move on to the next pot, you do get a glimmer of something that looks like a bone pop up to the surface. But at this point, you're moving on to the next stew.
I've already seen the tomato, I've seen enough Aelin, yeah.
Aelin, yeah?
Yeah.
I would like to do a couple of perception checks.
Uh-huh.
Very, very specific ones.
Yeah?
I would like to do a hearing-based perception to see if I can hear anybody moving around on the upper floors.
Okay, I like it, yeah.
Also, naturally, I would like to use that cat keen smell perception to do the another scent-based perception with advantage.
Okay, go for it. Roll for
See
me.
if I pick up any sense of other people that don't smell like weird tiefling men who I want to stab maybe a little bit. Anyway,
Just a little bit.
a little bit. If Jade looks like he's reaching for any of the foods, Trudy will just lightly pat him.
No, definitely not. God, no.
Okay. Yeah. Trudy's like, please do not eat the food. Do not drink the drink. This is not
Don't
a
eat the
safe
food, don't drink the
place.
drink.
We have not been offered hospitality. No.
Not unless you're willing to pay an unknown price. Yeah, I guess you haven't asked for the cost per night yet. Though Core did suggest asking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When we find out the cost per night is your life, and we're already neck deep in the
Your
goulash
life.
here.
You have to sign away your
stew.
soul to me.
I walked into that kitchen, I'm like, oh, this is Resident Evil 7 vibes? No. No.
Yeah.
Bad. So that's a 19 on hearing, and that's terrible for scent. But that honestly, Drudy doesn't want to smell any of this stuff.
I can kind of understand that, yeah. Okay.
That was a just when I say it's terrible for scent, keep in mind that I have a +7.
Okay.
It's a 14.
Oh, okay, fair enough. 14 on scent. What was the perception roll?
It was 14%, and 19 for hearing. It was a 17 on the die for hearing.
Okay, let's do hearing first. Hearing first, you're listening out, a keen hearing. Listening out for anything. You kind of hear a little bit of a sizzling coming from one of the pots. Like, gas is kind of escaping from something fermenting somewhere. A little... Nothing much else coming from the kitchen. You hear... Actually, with a 31, you don't hear Jade at all, but you know where Jade is. You don't even hear yourself. You do hear Boo Manifold talking to the rest of the party, very clearly with your hearing. Listening upstairs, dead silent. You can't hear a single thing. Doesn't seem like a single
no creaking of floorboards or anything like that.
Nothing at all coming from it. Not even the house settling, which is something that you...
That was the other bit was it's like, oh, that's terrible. This place isn't even here.
Yeah. You don't get a sound of anything. Aside from your presence here and from the stuff in the kitchen, it seems like nothing is making any noise. For whatever reason that might be. Now that's something that you might be able to draw from this as well, is that a house looking like this should just make some sound of its own, but it doesn't seem like it is.
The cat on Jade's shoulders just kind of slowly poofs up.
Mm-hmm. I get it. Let's get out of the kitchen.
Well, also with your smell scent of the kitchen, it smells like a mix of dead animals, rotting food, some fresh food, a lot of spices. Too many, frankly. It's actually overspiced, this kitchen. You feel like there's an extremely overpowering sense of this rosemary in every dish.
Like a lush. It smells like a lush, but like it's all gone off.
But rosemary and off other scents. Which is also weird, because there aren't any rosemary plants or bushes anywhere even close to this building. At all. Thinking about it, you don't even know if rosemary grows in the Feywild. It does grow on the material plane. But here, doesn't seem like there's much.
Okay, I want to look around for an exit to the room and see if I can't get somewhere else.
Alright, you look around for the exit, and the exit is gone. No, okay, you see the exit there.
Yeah,
I'll leave the room. There are two exits. Are you leaving back outside, or are you going into the... Okay.
Yeah, we're going to try and get to the... Is there a dumbwaiter?
Not here, there isn't. Not in the kitchen.
Okay, we're gonna get... Well, no, not to the bar. We're gonna go out and see if we can't get to... Wait, is the only exit into the main room where the others already are?
You've got an exit that goes outside, and you've got an exit into the bar, and then there's a way to get out of from the bar into the main area. Your only exit out of here, if you want to exit, is outside of the window. Okay, we'll go to the bar. Alright. Keep in mind that's where Boo Manifold is, so he'll see you coming in.
Wait, so no, that's what I was trying to say. The main bit of you said if you go into the bar, there's another entrance into the main bit of the hotel, but isn't that where they are? Because we never came into them.
I say like there's an entrance, but it's more so like there's the bar, so you'd enter into it from the back, and then you have like a counter, and then there's like a place in the counter that can go that you can like walk past. So it's not like a room necessarily, it's just kind of like an open bar with a counter that you can sit at, but the kitchen is closed off because it's a kitchen.
Right.
So you can, if you want to leave without going to the bar, you'd have to leave through the window, or you could...
I'm drinking the potion of invisibility.
Okay, alright.
I'm gonna go invisible.
You go invisible. You got a really big stealth, so you are gone.
I'm gonna
disappear.
Hold on to Drudy though. Drudy is still on my neck.
Yeah, I would say like if Drudy just slips into like your backpack.
Yeah.
Because Jade's things would also go invisible.
Yep, I would say that you would disappear. If your clothes and your apparel and that sort of stuff goes invisible as well, which I'm guessing it would because of like the mechanics of D&D, then you being in the backpack would also cause you to go invisible as well. We'll DM that rule now.
Cool. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stealth through the bar.
Okay. Okay, you have to open the door first. How do you do this?
Now, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
The front door to the whole thing, because Corn, went through. Wouldn't that just still be open?
Yeah, they didn't specify that they closed it, so that is
Cool.
still open.
So I want to, in my invisible state, walk around back to the front door and walk through.
Perfect. All right, you come back around, catching the end of the other's conversation as you are invisible, making your way into this premises. You take a quick look around to see, can they notice me? Do they know I'm here? The party. We've already actually played through this party with the party's conversation. They don't see you there. They're still talking right now. Blue Manifold is giving his spiel on my lifelong partner of 100 years.
Oh, melon beds and all that. Okay. I'll roll. Do I carry over myself or roll a new one?
Carry it over. If you haven't exited
Okay.
stealth, you're still carrying it over. Only once you
Cool.
exit stealth, if you attack or enter initiative or
Sure.
whatever, then we'll roll again. But for now, it's keeping what you've rolled.
Up we go. Second floor.
All right. You walk up to the second floor, up the stairs. Vidri, you would now be paying attention around. Stairs do not creak as you walk up the stairs. But you walk up.
Actually kind of useful for us.
Kind of useful, yeah. In this particular instance, that's very useful. It is just a little bit off-putting. And you make your way upstairs. And I'm going to say that at this point, as you make your way upstairs, the timelines will kind of converge.
Mm-hmm.
And before we continue, we're going to take a very quick break to go to the toilet, get a tea refill, whatever you want to do,
Okay.
and then we'll come right back. Before we get into a boss fight. No, it's probably fine.
Okay. I'm ready.
Alright, so for anybody watching, we'll be right back. We'll be back in a few minutes. I'll put us some BRB. Get yourselves a tea refill, go to the toilet, whatever you need to do. And we'll be right back.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Boom, boom. We have audio. Hello. And we're back with cameras. Hello! Welcome back to Shiny Boy Session 28. We're here with the whole crew. Every Shiny Boy shining in tonight. Getting ready for a boss battle. No, it's not. Or is it? No, it's fine. Or is it even worse? Is it 2 bosses? No, it's fine. Adult green dragons. No, okay, it's fine. With that, you're back. You're back in the hallway. You're checking stuff out. Before we cut back to you, because we're catching up the timelines now, let's very quickly go back. Parallel universe. Core and the others. Core, Baron, and the party. What are y'all getting up to in this conversation?
Okay. Dear bartender, you are a strong man, and I recognize your quality.
Is that right?
Yeah.
A bartender is what you see me as.
No, he misspoke. He's rude.
Bartender? I didn't say bartender. I said you are a good man.
Okay,
I've
I
seen
must
you
have
before.
misheard in that case. My hearing is not what it used to be, you see. Over
Okay,
100 years ago.
You said you wanted us to find you some melon birds?
2 of them.
2 of them?
For what purpose?
That's neither here nor there. Nor is it any of your business. But if you do that for me, then I will grant you the information that you desire, or at least as much of it as I might have on my person.
So, what information exactly are we bargaining for? Like, for example, if I asked you...
Any at all.
Oh,
We're not here to discuss that until after we get those birds.
So you won't answer any questions until we give you birds.
Yes, that is correct.
Is it squeaking a lot?
It was just that, but now it's nice because you're not talking. But I think it's okay.
Okay, then find the birds we shall.
Good luck. Dearest travelers.
Let's kill him. No.
He looks
But
like...
can I ask, wait, before we leave, is this part of the information? Oh, is it really bad, Aelin? You
Told
look
you.
very distressed.
There's a lot to be distressed about, to be fair.
Is the sound really bad?
I can't hear
No,
it.
this is. Why are we doing this? This is terrible.
Nah, it's
This
totally
is-
fine. It's
this is
fine.
terrible.
What are you talking about? It's
This is
fine.
terrible.
It's totally dodgy.
It's not about the audio at all.
Okay. I was like, oh no, we're hiding Aelin.
No, this is me just reacting. I'm not there. I'm a cat. I'm invisible. I'm in a backpack.
Okay, cat.
I'm so glad I'm not there. Druidy's like, I'm just gonna.
That's fine. Before we leave, but can I ask, wait, Boomer Dude, what do you see when you look at me apart from being very unusual and uncommon?
We'll talk after you get the birds.
You seriously can't answer that question?
That's right.
Little tidbit, just to know we actually have some information to be dealing with.
I'm not letting you know anything until you get those birds.
You are very unsociable, but we will go and get your birds for you.
Thanks. I've been told as much before.
I don't know if you can hear like Quinny muttering. Farewell, adieu. This was most unpleasant. We will be back.
As it should be at Hotel Hell.
Why do you call this place Hotel Hell? It's really not that inviting.
It's not meant to be.
So, what is the purpose?
That's secret.
Do you have anything that's not secret?
You'll find out if you bring me those birds.
Are
Then
you
we'll
able
talk.
to sustain conversation?
Is that a slight?
No, it's a question.
I don't know about that.
I'm sorry if you perceived my way of speaking.
No, don't apologize. It is fine. I forgive you. We'll talk more when you come back with those birds. And he looks like he's peering right into your soul, as if he knows. A lot more than
Joke's
he's
on
letting
you. I don't have a soul. Cole turns around.
So what do? You guys leaving? You guys don't know that Rodridi and Jade are here.
Okay, I'm gonna say very loudly, we're leaving! We'll be back!
He looks at you, and as you say that, I'm gonna get him to roll insight. Oh, a net one!
You're just very
I'm-
noisy.
You know I can hear you.
Sorry, you said you were over 100 years old. I try to speak up. Bye.
Okay. He nods as you leave. And you're on an adventure. Where you guys go? What are you doing? Where are you guys going?
Can I do a nature check to see if I know where these birds would be?
All right. So yep. Okay, go for it. Nature check. You're just trying to ascertain what kind of environment they would be in.
Yeah, if I know, like, if I can kind of guess,
Okay.
judging by the surrounding area.
Roll for me a nature check.
Oh, that's pretty good. That is a 15 plus
Nice.
plus 3,
Plus 3.
18.
18. All right. With an 18, you would be able to ascertain from the knowledge that you've accrued and that you know, without having asked Manafort much else about these birds. The stuff that you would know is that they're named after their kind of reliance on, or not their reliance, but like they're sort of known as almost a sort of pest. They feed a lot off of farms, freshly grown crops, big melons that kind of grow in farms and stuff like that.
Big
Things like.
melons. Okay.
And I didn't mean that. The very literal kind that you would farm and eat.
Sure. I would like to start walking in a general area and see if I can perceive any clearing in the trees where there might
Okay.
be crops.
You're probably a few hundred feet away from the actual forest itself. This whole clearing right here is all kind of burnt down, so it's all ash everywhere. It doesn't look like there's anything growing at all. No grass, no foliage, nothing for the most part. It's been burned down to a crisp. Are you traveling a few hundred feet away to get into the forest, which is super dense?
I would like to send my familiar up to see if I can perceive any nearby, like, area where the birds would, like...
Okay. You send your familiar up. And you're looking around. And one thing that you notice very quickly is that there's nothing anywhere nearby. It's dense forest for who knows how long. You see various kind of trails and paths that seem like they branch off from this clearing. They look like they might have been meeting up here at a town where there once was a town. And those kind of get hidden within the trees, so it's kind of hard to tell. This place looks like it's not a route commonly traveled. It looks like the travelers that come here, it's not very frequent, so the paths aren't very huge. Doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of traveling going on from this town, where there was once one, to any place nearby. You know that Verdridi, knowing the sort of place, might have a bit of extra info, knowing maybe some surrounding places, stuff like that, but this is far away from everything. You're just flying up and having a look around. It's dense forest for literally days. However, as you're up here and looking around, you would notice that there are a few birds kind of flying around in the distance. It's hard to say exactly what kind of birds they are, but you see a few of them just around.
I would like to get my familiar to fly close enough to kind of perceive what kind of birds they are.
Okay. You fly around and you spend a lot of time, well, not a lot of time, but you spend a decent amount of time flying around. You see these birds, you see some smaller birds, bigger birds, long-beaked birds, long-legged birds, extremely long-legged birds. Oh my god, they're like a meter long legs. What are these things? You see a lot of different birds. But you do see, in the distance, as you're looking around, an orb.
Aha!
A round, floating, unidentified flying object. Or so you think, until you realize that it's got wings. And
I'm like, aha! And I start running in the direction of the bird.
Alright. It's kind of flying a bit further away in the dense forest, so you'll have to run a few hundred feet to get there. Maybe sort of, let's say it's about 250 feet west of where you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you run and you run and you run, and you're familiar, you would also, if you're still looking through it, you would see that it like went down into the trees. Perched itself somewhere. You run and you run and you run, you run and you run and run. Baron, are you coming as well?
Yes.
Alright. You both run. You're running.
Can I assume we have Tamar and Avros with us?
They are also with you. Are they coming with you for the trip, or are they staying by? Would you have?
Yes, we don't trust them on their own.
Okay, they're all coming with you. Sapphire Man is also with you, by the way. You got the whole squad. So you're all there. Sapphire Man is mostly at this point just taking in information. Tamar and Avros are, for the most part, not saying a whole lot, which is uncharacteristic.
Linked
or at least Avros is in what's the word? It's
You
the
go.
I word. He's insisting on having his arms linked in an intense way. Tamara looks like he's not having fun. Tamara looks... Avros looks like he's having...
never looks like he's having.
True. That's a kind of a character trait, I think. Avros looks like he's having just a bit too much fun for what the circumstances really call for. But that's your boys. And Sapphire Man has this sort of neutral look of paused surprise on his face as he takes in these surroundings, having never seen any of these things before. But he's taking it all in, just like Sapphire Man would.
Bois is very comfortable in the Feywild Forest. He's just frolicking off to the side.
You've been in like these sorts of places before. There's a lot more. This feels like a lot more like home to you, I guess, than the material plane. It's a lot more fey and magical and sort of thing, and that's something that you're comfortable with. Baron, for you, this feels very, very different to any place that you've ever been before. With this sort of like light twilight now turning to night slowly as you've been here for a while, kind of creeping over the area. It's getting a bit harder to see, but
I can't see.
That's a you problem.
That's a you problem. You do eventually reach the area roughly where you saw that bird land. Now, I'm gonna ask for you to roll for me a check of your choice to try to find this bird. How are you looking for it? Or what are you doing?
Can I do investigation?
Sure. Dun 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 dun.
Baron's rolling.
Baron's investigating as well.
20, natural 20.
Natural 20. Oh my god. Is that?
But it'll be booked anyway in that roller.
Fine.
Natural 20 for Baron.
Take the natural 20.
All right. With that investigation, you look around for only a few moments before you very quickly see where this very round, very big bird is. Sitting on top of a branch, a very thin branch that looks like it's bending underneath the sheer gravitational pull of the bird as it's being pulled to the ground beneath you. It's bending the little branch that it's sitting atop. You're almost surprised that it isn't breaking. This bird looks huge. Huge! It's got a tiny, tiny little face with little eyes and a little beak. But it's big, it's round. It looks like it's about watermelon sized. It's got little wings. It's almost like you're thinking, how does this thing even fly? Is that even possible? Is this thing magical? Who knows? But it's fluffy and it's cute and it's got a little kind of its default expression is this sort of smile and it's just chirping away. And then it sees you walk into its vicinity, its area. You wave to it. It looks at you. And as you say hi, it looks back at you.
Hello! What the hell do you want?
You can talk!
I can talk, I can talk, I can talk, I can talk.
That's kind of cool.
So cute.
Thanks, I try.
You want to come down here?
No.
Why?
Why would I come down there? I have
What's
no
your
reason.
name? What's your name, good fella?
My name is Tiki.
Tiki.
And immediately, as this is going on, one kind of strange thing about this bird is talking common to both of you. Birds don't usually talk, let alone in common, let alone are able to hold conversation. This is new. This is new to you.
Talk.
What did you say? Say again.
Tiki, where did you learn how to speak the language of common?
I learned from my parents.
Parents? Aren't your parents also birds?
Yes. Is there a problem with that? Are your parents also stupid?
My parents are kind of stupid. I think.
I can see where you get it from then.
Were you always a bird? Were you born a bird?
Yes.
Could you always talk?
Not always. I learned when I was little.
How old are you?
That's for me to know and you to wonder about. That's a rude question.
Someone else said that.
Did
Do
you
you know
meet
someone called Boomer or something like that?
Boomer? I don't know any birds by that name.
No, a yellow tiefling.
A yellow tiefling. And what is a tiefling?
A yellow person.
A yellow
What?
person? Like you? What
Yeah,
are you?
Wait, no, wait. I can turn into him. Core turns into Boomer Dude.
You do not look familiar.
He turns back. Oh,
For what purpose have you requested my presence here? Why are you intruding on my personal space?
we want to be friends.
I do not want to have any more friends than I currently have.
How many friends do you have?
Enough. I am a very sociable bird.
Why can't you be social?
I do not like you. You frighten
Why?
me. And you smell strange. I do not know what you are. And he looks you up and down, Baron.
What about now? Puts on his bird costume.
You are frightening me and making me very uncomfortable.
Alright, I want to look at I say, I think you should come with us, and I want to cast suggestion.
Ooh, okay. Is it a... What's the save?
Oh, you can't do
Wisdom save. Okay, hold on. Tiki, where are my Borb stats? Okay. 7.
I think you should come with us.
I think maybe I should come along with you.
Come here, Tiki.
Okay.
And he starts flying. He flies right to you and lands on your arm. And Core, you almost fall over from the weight of this bird. I want you to make me a strength saving throw.
No, Tabar, take it. It's heavy.
Strength saving throw. Go, 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 go.
11.
11. From the sheer force of this huge watermelon-sized bird landing on you, I'm going to get you to take some damage. And you are going to fall over as it knocks itself into your arm, right where your shoulder is. You are going to take 2 points of bludgeoning damage, and you are knocked prone.
Get it off me!
I apologize.
I look at Avros and Tamar.
Tamar goes over to the bird. He picks up the bird. Ugh. Oh my god, why do you...
Where do I want it?
Why are you so fat? Sorry.
Rude!
You're not fat. You are just voluptuous.
I like voluptuous, but
This is how my species look. I take that as an insult.
Can you tell me where your friends of the same species are? Like your friend?
No,
Why?
I don't like you.
Why?
Because you seem suspicious.
How can I suspicious?
I don't know. There's just something about your aura that I don't like.
Okay, well,
Ah!
why don't you,
Ah!
before coming with us, you are gonna come with us, right?
I'm
But
coming
why
with
don't
him. I'm not coming with you. And he looks to Cora.
Okay.
I
Why
apologize for
don't
squashing you. I did not mean to do that.
Why don't you take us to another member of your species?
No.
Cast suggestion.
Alright, wisdom save?
Yeah, listen to.
Oh. 17.
Ah, no.
alright, let me.
I really don't like you. Stay away from me.
Tiki, we're friends, right?
We are compatriots.
Yeah,
Compatriots. We are colleagues. For the time being, I'm coming with you. Ah!
Yes, I think you should come with me, but you want to tell me where a couple of your other friends are? I mean, we can all hang together.
No.
I cast Chump. No, I cast Suggestion again,
Okay, wisdom save?
thinking he should do everything I say.
Ooh, okay. How long does it last for, by the way?
Just jump.
18!
Okay, so he's not gonna. And I just. Yeah, try again.
Emma, are you saying
Sorry,
something?
hang on.
Yeah, you're...
Yes, I am. I was explaining how suggestion works. Suggestion, it's not a casting time. The spell ends once they finish what you've discerned, so it has to be an action that they can feasibly complete. So
okay, okay.
do everything I say would mean it would probably be like in the next sentence, or it would be like do everything I say
okay, I get you. So it can be like
right
actually
now,
carried out.
and then you say what you want them to do.
Yeah, so come with us is an easy one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
that's why people tend to get super specific when they do suggestion. Is some DMs I don't, but one who has used it against me
Okay.
has been like, "Oops, they did it now, and then they're going to attack."
Oops,
And
I
it's like,
did
"Oh,
it
no."
again.
Yeah.
Tamar looks like he's... Tamar's a strong guy. He's having a hard time holding this bird up on his arm. This thing is watermelon sized. It
I
is
think-
heavier than watermelons are.
I think Core's strong enough in character
I
to
think so.
carry it.
Probably stronger than Tamara in character.
TBH, if I had to put my money on one of the two of them, I would pick Core every single time.
I think so.
Tamar is, as much as I like him, he's not exactly reliable.
I think we've established that, especially in battle. I think he's missed like every single... He... You always roll badly. Dude, these dice, man. Sometimes they give and they take, man.
They do.
Lillian Core. Lillian Core. Lily
Did they go to
Queen.
the loo?
Yeah, Lily went to the loo.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Hello. Alright.
I don't know why I got really confused and I thought, what's happening to Aylin's camera when you sat down then, Lily? I was like, wait, Lily's in Aylin's house? Of course.
I'll tell you what. You asked if you want, we can retcon that last question and we can do another suggestion instead with a feasible sort of like completion thing. If you want, I'll re-roll. But now I can't hear you.
Let me just read suggestion.
Okay. All gluten.
Okay, so it has to be like a really specific. Okay. Maybe take us to where there's more of your kind.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw, let's go. I'm sorry. That's still a good roll. Actually, I don't know what the save is, so this might not work, but a 15.
Wait, was that? Yeah, it was mine. Well.
I didn't do that. Second.
How many did he want again? Boomer?
He wanted 2. Exactly 2. Core Tiki's really heavy for some reason. Oi! You! Watch your mouth. Ah!
He's just saying you're hefty.
I know.
Could be a compliment.
I would like to inspect him more.
Sure. Go for it.
I'd like to do an Arcana check.
Oh, you want to do an Arcana check? Okay.
That's what I meant by inspect.
Okay. Go for it. You're a bard, you have some magical abilities. You'll be able to kind of get an idea of some stuff.
11.
Whoa, that was so deep! 11. Okay, with an 11, you ascertain about as much as you can, which is that it seems like there's an interesting quality to this bird, which is that there is some sort of magical energy coming off of the bird. It seems like the type of magic energy that would come off of a creature that has the ability to cast spells. But aside from that, you don't feel like there's much of anything else there, aside from that.
I relay that information.
Tiki, do you have some special skills you're hiding from us?
No!
What can you do?
I can't do anything.
I think you're very talented.
I don't think so.
You sure about that?
Yes.
You're a bird. You like to sing, right?
No! And I don't like you. This is how I talk to customers at the store. They go like, excuse me, I just spilled milk in aisle 1. I'm just like, no! I don't like you!
Darren is pissed and going to be like, why don't you become best friends with me?
Is that a suggestion?
Suggestion!
Oh no! Okay, alright. For how long though? You gotta specify a time.
8 hours.
8 hours.
For 8 hours? Okay, for 8 hours, best friend. Okay, wisdom save. Oh, it's so good! Why is he roll so 16? Dude, that's so good. I'm rolling with Neff's dice too. I'm impressed. Good dice. Do that when I'm playing Neff, please. No!
Why are you so mean, Tiki?
I don't know you.
You can have a beautiful relationship.
Say again, you
I want to roll persuasion. Can I roll persuasion?
You can. I'll just let you roll it straight because you got one success.
7?
7? Why do I get the feeling that you're trying to coerce me into something?
Yeah, I really, really want to be best friends.
Why
Why
not?
don't we be best
Baron,
friends?
use inspiration.
I do a persuasion. Try to persuade him.
Use inspiration.
And I use inspiration.
Okay,
You
go
have
for
to
it.
sort of describe an inspirational thing.
I inspire myself to be extra persuasive.
That's lame. I'm not. No. You gotta be more. You gotta be more inspiring than that. I've gotta feel like I'm also being inspired by Baron's inspiration. Hit me up, Quinny. What have you got?
With this, his eyes turn into eyes of sincerity, and for moments, even though he is an actor, he truly feels like he wants to be best friends with the bird named T. And does a
Backflip.
no. He starts
That's inspiring
doing
to me,
the
actually.
bird dances that birds use to communicate to each other. Like those dances.
Like a mating.
Okay.
Baron seduces T.
Yes, I
You're-
tried to.
This is like that scene from Fantastic Beasts.
Are you trying? Okay. You're trying to seduce Tiki. All right.
Boy, I'm trying to get him to
The
become my
only
friend.
dances the birds like do a mating dance.
Pretty much.
I seduce the melon bird.
Okay, I do the mating dance, not knowing what they mean.
Okay, roll for me persuasion. With your
Don't
inspiration.
be a coward, you know what it
We were
means.
friends because we were lovers all along.
Plus 1.
How much is it?
21.
21. Okay, you know what? I am warming up to a little bit. I didn't. That's a very. I haven't seen that dance in a long time. I don't know how to feel. I didn't know you felt that way about me. Listen, I know we had some talks in the past, but this would never work between us. I'm a bird. You are a disgusting, fleshy piece of shit. I'm sorry. He doesn't say that. You are a humanoid.
Big coward, Thomas.
He wouldn't say that now. He might have said that before, but now you're persuading with a 21. He wouldn't say that. He appears to have warmed up to you slightly from his cold demeanor.
I knew we could connect on a deeper level.
What is it that you want with me?
I want to be best friends. I haven't met a bird that's so charming.
Oh.
So long.
Oh, I didn't know that I came across that way. Maybe okay. Best friends is a bit too fast. Maybe we can start off as just friends.
Okay, just friends, and then we can move on.
Take him out to dinner first.
I am actually quite hungry. Maybe you can fetch me something to eat first.
Why don't
It's gonna become a quest within a quest.
I'll tell you what. I will take you to my friends if you can get me some food.
Okay.
I eat round things.
Do you eat your friends?
No.
They're also round.
No, how dare you? I thought we were friends. How could you?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a joke. It was a very
Oh,
bad
sorry, it is a joke. I understand. I'm not used to.
very funny.
I see I am a bird. We do not have jokes the same way.
We meet your friends first. We're very tired.
No, I eat first, then friends. I feel like this is a good trade.
Tiki needs meals, otherwise he gets hungry. Isn't that right?
Yes, Baron understands me on a deeper level. This is so weird. Fetch me
Well, then
one.
maybe Baron should carry Tiki since they're such good friends.
Tamar looks like he's getting strained. Maybe. Baron, you want to hold Tiki for a bit?
I'm quite weak. Oh,
It's okay. Tiki isn't that
Straight.
heavy. It's fine. You can carry Tiki.
I
Just
want
believe in
to
yourself.
swim.
And while this is going on, while you're having this chat with the Tiki the bird, we're gonna very quickly cut back to zoom in, enlarge, back into the tavern. We're inside. You guys are upstairs. I was a lot
Okay.
inhaling. Hello. Okay. You are
Okay.
on the top floor, and you're having a look around. Now you see in front of you, both of you. Well, actually, Aylin, you can see because everything is invisible. Oh, you can see right through Jade. You can both see. That's incredible. What? That's wacky. Okay, but everything smells like Jade's backpack. So perception is limited in that sense. And hearing is a bit muffled, but you can see. Looking
It
around,
smells like moss.
it smells...
Pretty's happy with it.
It smells a bit damp. It smells cobwebby. Feels like it's very kind of dusty in here. You know, that sort of environment. It seems like there's not a lot of lively activity going on around these parts on the upper floor. It doesn't seem like many people go here. You can see along this hallway, doors on your right, doors on your left. 5 doors either side, indicating maybe 5 rooms, and a door at the very end, which is much more narrow. And that's it. Doesn't seem to be any other decoration aside from creepy crawlies dead on the floor. Not a whole lot else going on in this room. As you take a deep breath in, taking in your surroundings, you feel dust enter your stone lungs. And you get the feeling that there isn't... Seems like this place hasn't been treaded in a while. At least a few days.
I want to check. First room.
Alright, first room on the left.
Mm-hmm. So there's 5 on each side, you said?
Yep, 5 on each side.
Cool. I'm gonna make a little map for myself.
Okay.
Stairwell.
Yep, so you got the stairs at one end.
And then turn left.
Yeah, imagine like a big rectangle. Like a long rectangle that's narrow. At the end that you came in on is one of the narrow ends. There's a stairwell there. Along that hallway, on either side, you've got 5 doors. At the very end, facing you, at the end of this rectangle, this hallway, you've got another small door.
Okay. It's like an L shape.
Kind of.
As in, like, stairs. There's nothing on this side, and then you just turn, and there's the only corridor with 5 doors on each side, and the narrow door.
Yep, pretty much.
Right. Okay. Then, first door on the left.
First door on the left, you attempt to open it, it is locked.
Unhinged.
You want to unhinge it? Alright. I'll let you carry over your unhinging prowess from before, since we haven't left out of... It will make, for simplicity's sake, we said you could do it on the first door, we'll let you do it on these ones as well, if doable. You unhinge this door and open it, like you did the other ones. You enter inside, you see nothing in this room. This is maybe meant to be a bedroom. No windows, no bed, no bedside table, nothing. Not even a closet, it is just a wooden room with dust on the floor. Nothing even here. Smells kind of damp, kind of musty, kind of like charcoal a little bit as well. You get that sort of
Sure.
that smell that you get like on a rainy day when it rains on like a wooden veranda. You get that sort of woody smell mixed in with a sort of smoky, charcoaly sort of smell that you might get from a fireplace that went out yesterday.
Druty. Oh, sorry, no, sorry. First, can we see if there's any gaps beneath the doors without having to unhinge them all? Like just beneath, even just like a centimetre or 2.
There's a little bit of a gap, but it's pretty dark.
Okay.
If you have night vision,
I
you'll be
would
able to
like
see a little bit.
I don't, but a cat does. So I'm going to pull Druty out of the bag. And I'm going to say, Druty, can you check these before I have to unhinge them all?
Okay.
Yep.
Maybe be careful of the narrow one. In fact, actually, I think I'm going to start unhinging the narrow one as she's checking, so that we can save time.
Alright, Virgie, you're checking.
I
Doors
think
on
that's
the left.
definitely different.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all dark. All seem like they don't have anything in them. Pardon me. Doors on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It seems like they're all locked. You can't see anything from underneath the door. Unless there's paintings on the wall that you can't see. Seems like they're all just closed. Unless you'd like to open them all. Doesn't seem like there's any light emanating from any of them. Doesn't seem like there's any windows on any of them. They're all just... kind of, they look...
Again,
from the outside, they look the same from the... So again.
I was gonna say again, there's no like footsteps there, like aside from like our own. There's no
Nothing. You hear absolutely
sounds,
nothing.
no movements.
The floor doesn't even creak beneath you as you walk around, which could be due to your stealth, but you feel like that shouldn't affect gravity, right? It's
I mean,
kinda
like
weird.
given like the pass without a trace, like I think that makes sense that like we wouldn't make noise, but like other like if there were people in the rooms, there should be
Yeah, like if
like,
you were hitting without a
sounds of
trace and you
breathing,
press down
you
on
know?
yeah, if you press down on like a piano keys while in this state, piano would still make a noise. Similarly, if you were stepping on something creaky, you'd expect it to creak. And while the house does look very creaky, nothing about it seems to creak. Jade, you're opening that narrow door. And you open, and you see... Or how are you doing?
I just want to check over my shoulder, make sure that this dude hasn't come up yet. Make sure Druti's not found anything before I...
Actually, if you're both listening out, you can hear in the distance the sound of the glasses being
cleaning
cleaned.
glass.
Yeah. Probably the same.
I want to keep one ear out for that noise, just so that I can hear when he stops, because I think that's go time for us.
Okay. You see, as you sort of do this, as you have a look around and you unhinge the door, I'm guessing you're unhinging the door?
Yeah. Doing that while she was checking.
Alright.
Can Drudy work in tandem with Jade to like listen out for that, like once she doesn't see anything?
Yep. As you're doing this, as you're keeping an eye out, and you're opening this door, you open it in the same way they did the others. Again, no window here, it's dark. This one is a lot smaller, and here you see, for the first time, some stuff. There's some stuff here, without having opened the other ones, of course. You see, again, no bed or anything like that. This is a very small closet of some kind. Cupboard, maybe. You see broom. Dustpan. You see a bunch of receptacles, some containers that look like maybe bins. It's hard to say exactly, made of wood. Baskets of some kind, just stacked in the corner. And you see, hammered into the wall in the strangest way you've ever seen before, a framed map of the nearby area. It looks ancient. It looks like a very old map. Very, very, very old. And the frame itself is totally crooked, like it's been moved on its side. It looks like on the map you've got a few areas of interest there, which we'll get into in a second. It seems like where the town would have been, which this map looks like it's from before the town was even built, given that there's just plans for a site to be there, and farms only in that section. That seems to be where you are now. Verdrudy, you would immediately notice this, because the paths out of this place kind of line up with that. You can see a distant sort of path leading to where the city would be, and you see a few other paths leading to locations which we'll cover in a minute. But the map itself is nailed into the wall through the center. Now, there's glass here in this frame that's been totally shattered, and it's not hung or anything like that. You've got a bunch of nails right in the center, poking through the map, nailed in. The whole painting is resting on this series of nails jammed right into the center. So if you imagine, like, let me just get rid of my notes for a second. If this is the frame, then it's nailed, like, right here in the middle, and it's, like, crooked like this.
Yeah, exactly.
And as you're sort of looking at it, you can see it kind of moving a little bit, as if it's just kind of rocking with the door having been opened. As you open the door, it kind of moves a little bit, jiggles a little bit on that point, we'll say.
Thomas.
Yes.
I think by now we've established that Jade has incredible nail-removing prowess.
Mm-hmm.
After unhinging those two doors.
Right. Just gonna pull all the nails out?
Slowly, making sure I'm holding onto the map so that nothing falls.
Well, I would say also that just from inspecting it, if you'd like to risk making noise pulling the nails out, I will let you do that. However, we'll roll for that if you need to do that. The hole in the middle of the painting that's been nailed into it, it seems like you could just take it off. It's big enough, the hole in the center, that it's just being propped up onto this hole. Or onto this series of nails that are just kind of... They're acting like a peg to hold it by the middle.
I look down to Vedriti to try and get... Oh wait, no, she can't see me. I turn around and I see a cat and I'm like, oh well, okay. And I just keep going. I assume Drudy knows what I'm doing because the painting is moving. If I don't hear any objection, I'm going to keep going.
Yeah. One thing that you would notice, both of you would notice... sorry, you were going to say?
Is there anything behind the painting?
Nope.
Or on the back?
Just regular wall. If you turn around to the back,
okay.
Doesn't look like there's anything on it either. There's no writing or anything indicating something that will become apparent very soon. Usually on a painting, or on a picture or a map or a frame, sometimes people would write something on the back or on the painting itself, and that would give you an idea of which way it's oriented. However, as you look at the painting, you notice there's no cardinal directions anywhere. You don't see the north, south, east, west compass pointing anywhere. And there aren't any names for any of these places. Very quickly you realize that this map doesn't have any determined orientation. It's hard to tell exactly what way up this painting is meant to be, or this map, I guess, that's framed in this shattered glass frame. You see on the actual map, there's an area that looks like it was going to be a town from the time when this was made, which seems to be like it must have been made over 100 years ago at this point. You see you see a few paths. You see 3 main paths. You see a path out to what looks like a drawing of a windmill. You see another path out to what looks like the start of a city, given there's castle walls there, sort of thing. And for Judy, you would be able to recognize that as well, knowing that a city is nearby. And I will find the name of that if you ask, but it's not written on the painting, so Jade wouldn't discover that, unless Virjudy says. And there's another path leading out to what looks like some sort of building, temple-like structure. It's hard to say whether it's a temple or not, it doesn't really look like one. But there's a building on there as well. And they kind of branch out in this sort of triad of directions. You go one going out that way, one going out that way, and one going down kind of thing. All equidistant from each other.
Okay. Any hidden doors, any secrets in here that we can't find if we look for them?
You can tell me where you're looking and roll for me your choice of check.
General perception to see if there's anything out of order from what I would expect, given the structure of the rest of this place.
Alright, roll for me general perception, and I'll give you everything that you can. I'll give you info on everything that you can see from here.
22.
22. Seems like, despite the whole room being very dusty and kind of all these places seem like looking like they've seen no activity for a while, one thing that does kind of suddenly come to your attention is that this closet does look like it's been accessed recently. And then it's not dusty or anything like that, and it seems like these tools have been used for whatever purpose. You've got a broom there and stuff like that, so you guess maybe cleaning.
Okay.
As well as that, the map itself looks like it's been tampered with more recently than that, given that it also is not covered in dust. And it's hard to say exactly what happened with it, but the fact that it's been nailed through the center and hung up on the wall seems to indicate there's something funky is going on. The map's existence itself is a bit strange. The fact that it's here in this place. For Drudy, you don't really notice anything familiar about this painting. It's not something that you would have seen while you were here, necessarily. As far as out of the ordinary things are concerned, aside from what you've already kind of discovered, the fact that there's no beds anywhere, and this is meant to be a bed and breakfast, is a bit suspicious, a bit strange. In all the places you've investigated, you haven't seen any. As far as doors are concerned, on this floor, doesn't seem like there's any hidden doors or trapdoors or anything like that anywhere. But you do know that here, this is like a prime location inside this building. If you would need to, for any reason, you can use your pillar to get back here, or you use your pillar inside this place, because it is all exactly the kind of stuff.
Oh my god!
That you can use
I've had the pillar the whole fucking time, and I've been unscrewing doors on their hinges. I'm so
really
stupid.
I didn't want to mention it.
Holy shit!
I wanted to play it out just how Jade was thinking, but I'm gonna say after this point in time,
Much smarter than me. I'm a dumbass.
after this much time has passed by, you would probably realize, hey, wait a minute, hold on, hang on, just a moment.
Wait, no, I know why I didn't use it.
Why?
This is logical, even though I just thought of it.
Yeah.
It's a magical effect, and that would break my invisibility.
True, that is true. It would break your
Some sort
invisibility.
of logic there. Okay. I feel a little bit better about it now.
Yeah. It is also just using a magical item in the presence of what Drudy would have described earlier as a very strong magical presence might have just been a risk in of itself. So I feel like Jay would have been erring on the side of caution there, knowing that he probably could have gotten through.
Yeah. Can I do one more silly thing, just because I really
hit me up? What do you want to do?
Can I Arcana check the broom, please?
Yes, it was cruel. No, okay, go. Arcana check the broom.
I've never done an Arcana check as straight. No! Shit! What the fuck?
Okay. Alright. Natural 20 on your Arcana check of the broom. Here's what you can ascertain. As you pick up the broom, or as you're inspecting it in whatever way you decide to do so, you've kind of gotten an idea, hanging around magical people, what kind of magical auras kind of hang around the place. It's going to be very hard to tell if you do sense some sort of magical energy, what kind of school of magic it's going to be. That's something that I think Jade would not necessarily have the knowledge of, but you would be, at this point, initiated enough that you'd be able to tell if there are magical effects of any kind on any item. Inspecting the broom, you quickly realize that this thing is a very, very normal broom. However, there is one thing that immediately starts to stick out to you after having inspected this broom, which sets it apart from the rest of everything else, for the most part.
Oh, right.
Which is,
Yeah.
as you're inspecting this broom, it does kind of creak like it's made out of wood and it's sort of old. The rest of the building has seemed kind of off until this point, and now that you're paying attention to it with that Arcana check in mind, there is kind of a fairly strong magical aura coming from the base of this building that now you kind of feel is not just emanating from the base of the building, but it seems like it's emanating from the very walls and floors of the building itself, as if there's some sort of magic affecting this entire structure that doesn't seem to be affecting this broom inside of it. And thinking back to the kitchen and all that sort of stuff, it seems like a lot of the items as well don't have this magical aura coming off of them. But the building itself, the walls, the floors, the stairs, seemingly there's a connection to why it seems like it's not making any noise when you're walking across floorboards that seem so rickety they should definitely be making a whole lot of noise, let alone not even breaking. This whole place doesn't look like it's held very well together. It's very strange. But with that Arcana check, you do get a sense that there is some sort of magical effect, maybe even, affecting this whole building. You sort of wait.
Yeah.
Maybe even the building itself might be the source of the magical aura. It's hard to exactly say whether or not it's something that's like a magical... If it's a magical effect that's affecting the building, or if the building itself is the magical effect. With your natural 20, I'm going to say that that's about as much info as you could probably get there, which is a fair amount.
It's okay. I was just really excited at the concept of a magic broom.
Yeah.
I mean, Emma.
That would be cool if it was a magic broom. But no, this is a very boring broom, unfortunately.
I put it down.
You put it down,
go.
It makes a sort of as you put it down.
I'm gonna check the map without getting too close.
Yeah, sure. What would you like to how would you like to check it?
Basically, she wants to inspect it, but she doesn't want to get anywhere near that nail.
Okay. Well, now that if it's been taken off its holster, it doesn't have any nails in it. It just has a hole in the middle that's been punched into it or with something or nailed into it or whatever, and it was then hung onto a series of nails that were acting like a peg sort of in the wall, effectively making it so that it could rotate the painting if you wanted to. But what kind of check would you like to do?
An Arcana check.
Arcana check on the map? Alright, go for it.
The 9.
9?
I'm a cat.
You're a cat. Okay. With that Arcana check, being in Jade's backpack, being a cat, being a little bit further away from the painting, or from the framed map, sorry, it's not a painting, from the framed map, you kind of feeling out for any sort of magical effects, you get the feeling that the map probably isn't magical. Frame probably isn't magical either, but it's really hard to say. It's hard to say if it's either affected by sort of faint magic, or if it was affected by magic at one point. Those are all things that you can't really tell, but it seems like the map itself is not a magic item, and there probably isn't any sort of spell on it either. That's about as much as you could get from your Arcana check. Any sort of lingering effects of anything, you can't really ascertain as much.
Cool.
But you do recognize that this is a map of the area. It seems to align with what you know. You know that the area where a windmill is drawn on this map, you haven't ever been there, and you know that it's about a week's journey away from here, because you would have known about the sort of surrounding areas. You know that there's a farm over there. Or at least there was. Might still be when you lived here once. Although there's a windmill drawn on there now, on this map. It's hard to say how old this is. You know that the town has been around for quite a while. It's not a very newly built town. This has been around for quite a while. Yet this map makes it look like the town has not been built. It seems like the area where the town was, when you remembered it there, is a farm drawn instead in the place of where the town was.
Okay, I have a weird question.
Go for it.
The place where the nails were, like that central point in the map.
Mm-hmm.
Where would that be? Is that where we are right now?
That's about where you'd exactly right now be standing.
Cool. Great. Dritty looks like she wants to get out of there.
It looks like it's been damaged really, really brutally with those nails. It's just a big gaping hole right where that would have been on the map.
Also, another small side thing.
Mhm.
Like, all of the trees in this nearby area have been absolutely decimated, right?
Yeah, it looks like they've completely burned down pretty much. It looks like a very
Oh,
big forest fire burned this place down and then was at some point probably contained and put out.
Oh my god! I think I got it. I think I got it.
What are you thinking, out of curiosity?
I don't know. I want to discuss this in character with Druty once we're outside.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. Drudy is just Drudy would have put this together earlier, but like, pretty sure that her Dryad ex-girlfriend is, because they live in trees.
Oh,
There's
big
an
rip.
upsetting thing for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Okay. As we leave, well, first I want to put the map in my backpack because I want it to be invisible, and I'll put Druty in there as well.
Yeah, taking the whole frame and everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does the frame look like it's made of the same wood as this place is?
No,
Does the broom look like it's made of the same wood as the rest of this place is? The floorboards?
not at all.
No. Okay.
Those look like they're made of a wood. Actually, you know what? You can roll for me a nature check as you ask that question because I'll give you some info.
I also have one more question.
Mhm.
A nature check. I mean, it's not that amazing. Why did my character sheet?
Actually, glad you asked.
I want to know also a little about the state of the wood. Does it look maybe a little bit singed? My nature isn't great though. It's only a 9.
9? Okay. This wood looks familiar. The one that the painting is made out of, the frame is made out of. You feel like you've seen it before. However, you've seen that stuff, like, you've seen frames like this in the material plane. It's hard to say. You haven't really seen much in the Feywild, as far as wood is concerned. You've only seen, like, this dead kind of charred wood. But it looks like a different kind of wood to the wood that the building is made out of. Same with the broom. Also, you were asking if it looks a little bit singed. This frame looks like it's... The frame, minus the glass, looks like it's in pretty good condition. The glass looks like it's been
I wasn't
shattered.
talking about... Sorry. I wasn't talking about the frame. I meant the building. Does that look like it's made out of the same wood?
Yeah.
Does that look a little bit singed?
It looks very singed. The floorboards, the
Cool,
boards,
yeah.
it looks like they're varying degrees. Some boards are only partially singed. Some boards are, like, blackened beyond belief and are still holding together somehow.
And this guy's a tiefling, you said?
Supposedly.
Okay. I want to go out. I want to go downstairs.
Okay.
And I want to walk out of the building. And I'm going to stay in my invisibleness in case we have to come back in.
Yep.
But I want to walk farish away and then take Druty out of my backpack. And I want to sit her in front of me and I want to say, okay, well, you can... I think the others might be back eventually, but until then, nod as I'm talking if you agree. This hotel, hell, came from hell itself. Hellfire, I've heard about it in my books, in my temple before. It's a different mythology, of course, and my religion has a different sort of understanding of the afterlife, but we know that the hells exist. And I think in my travels with Core, I've learned enough about tieflings and their origins. Not to mention the entire building was burnt. Hellish. What if it's just been completely transported as is? Teleported, maybe. Straight from hell. And it just slammed here. And I pull out the map from my backpack. Does it look like a sort of circle around where those nails were when it's sort of like removed? Like just kind of like a gaping hole?
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. I mean, this is a bit of a leap because I don't know that much about magic, but it's called a teleportation circle for a reason. I do
Can
this.
Drudy roll an
You
Arcana?
can't see it.
Okay, yeah, sure, you can roll an Arcana check. What do you...
Or like a history check or something that like maybe this is ringing bells.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'll let you roll a
this
history
is-
check.
this
What are
is
you... What are you trying
Pretty. This is pretty far fetched in terms of like, because Dreedy doesn't have that knowledge,
to... Mhm.
like about like the hells and whatnot. She wasn't
Roll me a history
like
check.
yeah, like her mother is like a tiefling, but she wasn't told about that. She didn't
Mhm.
grow up learning that. That's a really surprisingly good history check. This is a 19.
19? We're thinking hard, and this hits close to home, so it makes sense. You search your memory to see if there's anything about what Jade is saying that seems to ring any bells. And Jade, you're well read. You know a lot of stuff, especially about religious history, in terms of stuff that you might have read at your temple. Because there would have been a lot of old books about that sort of stuff. Does ring a little bit of a bell. You have heard on the material plane about this sort of stuff. You know about alternate planes and that sort of thing. And you know that there is a light talk of the hells, which are a plane, supposedly, that do exist. Or a series of planes that exist. And there is kind of, with your role, you know, there's talk that historically a place of origin for some tieflings, at least, is the hells. Or it's said that in the hells there are a lot of tieflings that live there, as well as a few other species of, or I don't know if species is the right word, but different kinds of people that would live there as well. But that is something that's talked about on the material plane. Very little of that would have ever come from the Feywild. That's not knowledge or folklore that's passed around. But with your travels and your time on the material plane, you would have come across that. And Jade, that's also information that you definitely would have read about at any point in history books about the hells. You would know that also a few other different creatures would populate the hells there as well, if you choose to divulge the information to Dreedy as well. Creatures like Minotaurs, even Tabaxi, Centaurs. You get there's a lot of interesting creatures. Some that are also not native to the material plane.
Yeah, see, I think she'd kind of just know that already, considering that she has some teeth in origin, so I don't think I'd over-explain anything.
Well, that's sort of more folklore than necessarily like historical knowledge.
Oh, okay.
So you have read about that sort of thing, but there isn't anything necessarily you've seen to completely confirm that. Like, there hasn't been a teleportation circle to the hells anywhere on the material plane as far as you know. And that...
Oh yeah, no, this is all very much hypothetical.
Yeah,
I have absolutely no idea. It could be completely wrong.
That folklore does exist.
Okay with that.
But for Dreedy, you would have gotten hints of that sort of thing on the material plane. But that's not something you would have heard about in the Feywild, where there are also tieflings that live there.
Like, as a cat, just like pacing in front of Jade, and like whenever Jade like talks, basically is kind of like bobbing her head, like nodding along. Like that makes sense.
What do we do? Okay, I will suggest things. Look for evidence of a teleportation circle.
Alright.
Does Dreedy nod? Or shake her head? Okay.
As you guys discuss...
Let's start with that.
She'll shift back, I think.
Alright.
Okay.
Just for ease of conversation.
Alright. You guys are on your
I'll
way...
stay invisible until I have to drop it.
...to inspecting some crazy shit about this place. So as you go back to have a look, we'll briefly cut back now to...
Melon adventure! It's a melon pan adventure!
The melon pan
yeah!
Core Baron and
melon
the
pan
entire
is the
rest
best
of the
kind of
party.
pan.
How's it hanging?
When you guys come to Fukushima, I'm going to take you to this melon pan place where you get chocolate melon pan. It's so good. Anyway, that's all.
Sounds really nice. Hello. You're there with Tiki.
Yes.
How would you like to proceed? Bring me a round thing to eat.
What kind of round thing do you like to eat, Tiki?
An edible thing. Ah!
Do any of us have pocket rations?
Do you?
I look at Avros and Tamara as well.
Avros pats his pockets. I didn't bring any food. Tamara looks at all of you. I have water.
Ration. Are nuts round enough?
He looks at the nuts. Roll for me.
Macadamia.
Macadamia. They're very round, yeah. Roll for me a persuasion check, I think.
27.
Yes, these will do.
Very round.
I
So
like
round.
these.
Perfect.
Those ones are very round. I will have some. Thank you. He eats one round nut. Just
Can we go see
swallows
a
it.
friend?
Yes, I will bring you to see a friend of mine.
Is he a friend of the bird?
Yes. Is there a problem with that?
No, we love birds.
Oh, that's good. You will love
as
my
well.
friend. For they are a bird too. I will lead you to her. Follow me. He starts flying away.
Wait, for us, we're slow. We don't have wings. We're not as cool as you.
I will fly slowly. I will fly at 30 feet per action in combat.
That's very considerate.
Alright, you guys fly. He flies a little way out. You guys are flying through the forest. He's narrowly avoiding branches and trees. You guys are kind of moving stuff out of the way. It's very kind of dense forest. But you make your way through, and eventually, Tiki brings you to what looks like a very small, very tiny little pond. And you see, as you approach, another bird there, having a drink from the water. Just sipping that water.
Is it a round bird?
It's a very round bird. Even rounder than Tiki. Graceful. Now, I didn't mention before, Tiki's kind of a deep blue navy bird. This bird is a bright emerald green. Almost luminescent in a way. Just glowing of green.
I would like to lean into Baron and be like,
That cut out.
how are we going to catch them?
I guess we'll...
Get them to go into the creepy house with the creepy dude.
Did...
Baron, you're cutting out. You gotta talk louder, Baron.
I said, you did tell Tiki to follow you, didn't you?
I believe that spell ended because I lost concentration.
You suck.
We're relying on your seduction methods now.
Okay. I'll try.
I believe in you, Baron.
This is my friend.
Hello. I'll wave to Tiki's friend.
Tiki's friend, yet to be named, looks up at you with a kind of surprised expression. Esmeralda, these are my friends.
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda looks at Tiki. You made friends with non-birds! In kind of an expression of shock. Yes, I made friends with non-birds. I know this is strange. And out of character for me.
Friends. Look at Baron.
Esmeralda has a sort of puzzled look for a moment and then kind of smiles like a bird could smile. Well, at least you are making friends. And then he looks to the two of you. Everybody, this is my mother, Esmeralda.
Aww. Hello, Esmeralda. Oh, how should I call you?
Esmeralda's fine. I hope my son wasn't too rude to you. He's not very good at making friends.
Your son was a delight.
Oh, that's kind of you to say.
You're a delight too, Esmeralda.
Oh, thank you very much. And then Tiki looks to you. I am not a delight, no.
Oh, there, and I try to pat him little head.
He is very soft.
Oh,
Baron, let's not get too attached, considering what.
too late.
I'm attached. You're running away.
Too late for call.
From Wonderland, the clam sequence where they build the rickety shack and then they lure the baby clams into the rickety shack and they eat them. That's what you're doing with these little melon birds. The rickety
Let's go, boys.
Alright.
the walrus cook and the cook, and you're gonna lead Tiki and Esmeralda to their certain habitat demise. Goodbye.
Well, Tiki looks to you. Okay, you've met my only friend. Aside from you, of course.
We have a place that you can come and hang out with. Party hard, all that.
I'm not much of a party animal in a very literal sense.
There's no one else there. It's just us, so we can like hang, eat more macadamias.
No, I don't want to. And then Esmeralda looks in. Tiki, you have to try making some new friends and acquaintances.
Want to do?
Let's go. Let's go with these kind people. They seem nice enough.
We do indeed.
Okay. But only this once.
Core's like, shh,
And then I'm going home. I want to eat more round things.
that's fine.
Alright. They fly to you, Core. They're about to perch themselves onto you.
Wait, don't sit on me. I'm delicate.
Make a dex saving throw to get out of the way.
Check.
Don't forget you have the ring if you need to use it.
True.
As they fly, by the way, as they fly towards you, it's been a little while, but you do feel a kind of tugging on your finger where the ring sits, and you hear again. 20! Oh my god! Okay, we'll get to that.
I cartwheel out of the way. I'm like, no touch.
As you cartwheel out of the way, you do feel on the hand that you've got the ring on. The one that's kind of got the ring? Wait, what? You feel on your finger that's got the ring on it, you feel a tugging that you haven't felt in a long while now, and you hear familiar but the strange sort of whisperings. The ring tightens for just a moment as you hear
Harry Potter.
and it stops very quickly after that. It's been quite a while since you felt the ring tug on you like that with the whisperings, but you feel it just then, in that moment. And they kind of fly by you. And they land on Tamara. Ooh! Okay, I can carry you both, it's fine.
Probably good.
Alright, where to? Are we heading back? Hello, you're cutting out.
Guess we are.
Okay. They start following you back. You head all the way back?
Yes.
Alright, you walk back. You've got...
Where's... I asked the party, where did the rest of our party go?
Investigating.
Avros looks around. Weren't they trying to break into that place or something from the other side?
Yeah.
Shouldn't we meet up with them first?
I guess they're... Well, they should be around that area. I think we should look
If
for
they're
them.
outside.
Let's have a look. I guess if they're still breaking in, then there's nothing much we can do. We're gonna wait for their endeavors to come to an end. Breaking is an adventure after all. Not
And
that
in
I
one
would
way or
know.
another.
Tamara looks at all of you with a concerned expression. He looks at the birds too, with an unreadable expression. Sapphire
Can I
Man is
insight
taking
check him?
everything. Yeah, you can insight check him.
Can we read his unreadable
Gosh,
expression?
19.
19. Tamara is an animal person. You know this. He appears to be trying to hide some of his intense concern for the well-being of these birds.
Well, I lack basic human empathy as a character, so I just keep walking.
That's a quote. I like basic human empathy as a character.
As a character as well.
Okay, with that, you make your way back to the clearing. You make your way back. It takes a little while. It is now kind of very late in the night. It's getting very late. It's getting very dark, and at this point, you're getting kind of tired, especially after having fought the fight that you did to get to this point. You reunite with the others. You see... Wait, do you? You reach the area where the others would have been. Jade is invisible. Dreedy, if you're not inside Jade's backpack, then y'all would find a cat pacing around deep in thought at this point. As the timelines converge and we're all together again. Welcome back together, you lovely people. How you doing?
Aloha, cat.
Druti's not a cat.
Trudy
Yeah.
did shift back after a bit, but
Aloha,
if they
Trudy.
would have gotten there in the middle of that conversation, then
It would have been just at the end of it.
okay, then yeah, she's just shifting back.
I'm invisible. But you do see a floating map. Woo!
With a hole in the center.
Spooky.
I'm a ghost.
It's invisible.
I'm guessing that Jade is invisible.
I died in the house and I'm a ghost now.
Oh, okay.
That's hilarious. Any findings to report?
Yes, I believe that this place was teleported here straight from the hells via some kind of circle, which is why everything's been burnt down. The wood of the hell house hotel thing has been singed. I wouldn't be surprised if it was either built from the trees that were burnt, the rubble, or it was already built in hell and burnt there. But yeah, that's
Sounds wonderful.
We were going to go look and see if there was any remnants of a teleportation circle to confirm this, but you guys are here now. Do you want to help?
Maybe we shouldn't go there. I just
Well, I said not to go to hell, but to confirm.
Let's go to hell, everybody.
We got what the guy was looking
no.
No, about Baron.
We don't.
Baron, we did not go through all of that shit for you to develop sentimental feeling.
Tiki and Esmeralda look at each other in confusion as you guys are having this argument.
I do actually think that if the teleportation circle situation is it, then there's not much more he could tell us that this map doesn't already say.
Yeah,
Unless
I agree.
this is actually no. In character, Emma just likes these birds. Jeff said that he would have been. We should investigate this till it's to the final ends. I can't do this.
Yeah, I agree. That's very reasonable.
We should investigate to the final ends, yeah.
We should investigate to the final end.
After all the
Yes.
effort we put in and the spells I wasted.
I
We
wasted
should investigate this till the end.
not waste. We made friends along the way.
Baron, I think you should just go and sit in the corner and think about your emotions. Maybe sit in your tiny hut.
This is a really morally great campaign.
Hello.
Hello, you're good. You're all good.
Hello.
Robot bit.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, yeah. You're back.
Okay. We could see and hear you the whole time. What happened?
No, I went quiet. It's the microphone thing. Just don't worry.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Let's go into the hotel. I put the map back in my backpack so that I'm just still an invisible person.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Alright. You head...
Baron, if you have second thoughts, you go and sit outside.
Thomas, I think what I'll do is, whilst they're having the conversation, I'm going to go and fix the doors I didn't fix. It's just because I don't want to leave that undone. So I'll just do that while they're doing their
You want
thing.
to fix the hinges that you tore off the...
No, I didn't tear them off, I unscrewed them.
Oh, I was saying
I
earlier that
didn't-
you couldn't do that because of your dex roll. That you could tear them off. But that you wouldn't be able to... It wasn't high enough to finesse the screws out of the holes.
Destroyer.
Oh, okay, then okay.
Alright. But I like the thought. It's very kind of Jade. Not that this house from hell necessarily deserves that. But with that, you make your way back to the place. You inspecting anything else? You said you were looking for a teleportation circle, or are you not doing that?
I'll look out the corner right for anything that reminds me of what I saw in teleportation circles. And
Okay. You do kind of get the feeling from looking around in general, whilst you can't see a teleportation circle anywhere here, or on the ground, which is covered in ash for the most part. The clearing that you're in is roughly circular. Whether that's a coincidence or not, that's something that now, with your conspiracy theory board coming into play, you would notice. That seems
Shall we go inside?
All the way on.
I just assumed I was doing this at the corner where we were all going in.
I'll go first.
Alright, Cora, you head in first. Tamar right behind you with the birds perched on his shoulders. He looks like he's struggling a little bit. They look... Tiki looks like he's... Say again.
I'm literally right beside T. Esmeralda.
Okay. Esmeralda looks like she's having the time of her life. Tiki looks like he's annoyed. As always. And with that, you walk into the house, and Boo Manafort sees you approach. Ooh! Hello there. Welcome back, travelers. That was quite fast. Might I ask, how did you find these two specimens?
We're exceptionally charismatic. Make friends everywhere we go. And Baron seduce.
Well, whatever your mysterious methods and ways might be, I am most grateful. Thank you very much.
What do you need them for?
That's for me to know and you to wonder about. I believe...
You said you would answer our question.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's make a deal. You hand over the two birds. I will answer any 2 questions truthfully.
3 at least.
No, because you said that you would answer any questions. So, the fact that you're telling us to hand it over, what's to say that you're just gonna run off with them and not give us any?
You'll just have to believe me.
But we don't. That's the thing. That's because we're not
slightly.
really friends. We don't really have a trust rapport here.
That's fair enough. It's your decision, really.
3 questions, and you answer one before we give you the bird.
Rudy's gonna walk out. She's had enough of this, and she's gonna keep herself from doing a stab on somebody. She's removing
Who is it?
herself
Is
from
it
the
Core?
situation. It's not Core, and it's nobody in the party. I'll say that.
I
It's
think
Tiki.
as you do that, the one person in the party who might follow you out would be Sapphire Man at this point. And we'll cut to you in just a
You know
moment.
what? I don't think this guy can be reasoned with. Let's.
I'll tell you what.
No, we're staying here.
If you want, then my final offer is that I'll answer 3 questions. One of them before you give me the birds. Choose your questions wisely.
The only was
You're cutting out, Baron!
okay. The only reason why we want information is because Dreedy. We needed it for Dreedy, right? Dreedy is not happy here. Do you really think that's how she wants to obtain her information?
This might be a moment to interject, but I kind of also want to know what you see when you look at me.
Okay, that's question 1. When I look at you, I get the feeling that
What am I?
you are somebody who was once a part of this plane, who's moved on, running away from your history. There's a lot in your
I'm
life.
looking for more of a biological answer.
Biological answer. Alright, we can do... Oh.
It's like Ancestry.com,
He stares at you for a bit.
without the spit.
You're not how you appear, but you are of the Feywild. And you are not from these parts either, which leads me to believe that you could be one of a number of things. However, I think you're a changeling. He says in a sort of sinister tone as he peers right
It's
at you.
really good, Core says sarcastically.
And that's question number 1.
Nah,
That was
we're out.
boring.
We're out. We're out. Nah. Let's go have some.
Baron, you cut out for a lot of that. What did you say?
Nah, I'm like, nah. We're out. Tiki, come on. Let's go. Let's go somewhere else. This man is no fun at all.
And I knew I was a changeling, so that was really nothing new. Bye!
Farewell.
We saved birds! Yay! I'm so happy! Jade is nonplussed, but I'm so happy! Okay, that's all I
And
needed
we
from this.
sweep the birds and everyone else out.
Oh my god, we have more NPC pets!
Oh my god.
At least for now. At least for now.
Tiki looks confused and annoyed. Esmeralda looks like she's just smiling without a clue what's going on. But as you do leave the premises, you do feel a very powerful magical aura start to emanate from the point where Boo Manafort was standing. Almost like a magical explosion of sorts happening in slow motion. And at that point is where I think we will end the session before we move on to the next January session. Thank you very much for playing it. How are you guys doing?
Annoyed.
Annoyed?
Very.
I
Good.
already know what my next action is.
Baron is the bird speaker.
The bird speaker.
The bird man.
Summon a tiny hut.
That was
Oh.
chaotic, wild, very unpredicted in a lot of ways. I'm
Were
intrigued.
the melon birds planned or not?
That's something you have to, for me to know and you to wonder about, travelers.
I have a pile of cookies on this sofa for me to just reach to, and I've been like resisting this whole time because the birds were too enticing for me. I needed you to know that. I love those birds. I'll die for those birds.
The feather dew melon birds. A rare
I
species.
mean, we might die for those birds.
Sudden new companions.
Baron will die for these birds.
I honestly didn't know whether or not you were going to give them to Boo Manafort.
Core was only gonna give them over if, like, this guy, like, could reveal some information we didn't know. And when he was like, oh, you're a changeling, he was like, Bye.
He only
Yeah.
did that because he took the first opportunity to answer a question you asked, even if it wasn't one that you necessarily wanted to make as part of the deal. He's a shady fellow. Creepy guy. Creepy dude.
Creepy guy, don't make deals with. No.
Kill him.
And Dredy, in this very sensitive state, is like, I can't be around this guy, or I'm gonna do terrible things that are gonna get everybody else in trouble.
Fair.
It's okay. I'll jump right in with ya. I'm fine.
Dude, those are some crazy potential scenarios that could have arisen at any point, really. But oh man, what a wild sesh! Oh my god, it's
So
good.
we end the stream.
Yeah, we'll bring it to a close. Sorry, to a close. That's my ESL.
It's infectious.
Dude,
I loved this session. Thank you, Thomas.
Oh, thanks.
Really good,
Thanks,
thank
Emma.
you.
Thanks, guys. Lots of love. Thanks for playing. It makes it worthwhile. I always really enjoy getting together, playing some good old D&D. Thank you to everybody who watched as well. You all make it worthwhile and more fun. It's all a joyous experience. If you haven't followed already, be sure to do so, because we're going to be back for more good-ass content coming tomorrow in the form of some more D&D for Disappointment Crew session 82, I believe. I will be back next week after that for more Disappointment Crew, and then the week after that, that's one fortnight from now, for another episode of The Shiny Boys. I hope you all enjoyed. Yes, Emma?
There was this. You said furry.
Did I? Where?
You did. I heard it.
What?
Oh, God. You said D&D furry instead of fury.
I don't even know what word I was
Slip
trying
of the
to...
tongue.
Okay,
It was there. Sorry.
Freud got you.
that's just a Freudian
love
slip,
it.
I'm sorry.
I just thought it was really great.
But with that, I'll end it. I'll leave it here. And we'll be back soon. So, lots of love. Ciao for now.